100%. Yeah, that's true, man. I'll give you that one.
Here we're
See ya. Okay, what am I doing here? Let me get ready, guys. I don't have my, Fuller, price fixture, Cracker Jack. By the way. Oh my God, come on. Oh, come on.
Boyd, Levi's right to 22.
Yeah, I know. I was in a meeting. I couldn't
But you
even
couldn't have
buy
bought it anyway.
What do you mean?
It went right to 22. I mean, boom.
Started at 22. What's it at now?
22 something.
Okay, so it didn't even take off from there,
No.
really. I don't even understand how that really happens. I know some banks and somebody makes a book on it, and it sounds like it's crazy to do an IPO.
Oh, okay, so when you do an IPO and stuff, the people are doing it if it's
usually
Wells
like
Fargo,
a big bank, yeah.
right, or whatever and stuff. They hand out the people who can buy it out. They hand that out like they give it to their best clients. You know, do you want to buy these at the IPO price? And then it's kind of a gamble. Is it going to go up or is it not?
Oh my God! Hold on, damn. I just remembered something.
We're up, just let you know once again.
Oh, Cracker Jack. They're back running the schedule.
So you got to become the banker, right?
Brian Bill. Oh, he's still that.
Mark, I got row 4 at Red Rocks.
For who?
Because of the luck that I brought. So I'm going to sit here. You want me up here?
Sure.
I figured since you were so upset that I wasn't here.
Will become the banker's not in?
Not till after 11.
Oh, so you're going to become a banker.
Well, I got a hold of Vonage Media Relations. They're looking into it right now. What is this doing all the way over here? Is this mic not working?
Honest to God, you better
know.
go ask. You better go ask him because
I'll wait to test.
considering there were 3 mics sitting there, something's wrong. So there. K and H. Oh my God. Where's K and H? Damn it.
She had 60 today.
Yeah, she was just telling me tomorrow.
Rain.
Rain, yeah. You never know. You can just press this and try to talk to me.
Okay.
Suzanne, can you hear me? Yeah.
Okay, so it's working.
Yeah,
I can hear you
I
too.
just saw both mics and I was like, what?
Oh Lord, where are we at here?
Well, then we're going to have to check and see if this mic works, because if not, I'll have to leave. Plus, we don't know if Become the Banker's bringing 2 people.
I'm sure he does.
So Suzanne said have him sit here and me over here, but I don't know if that mic works.
Let's fix it. Man, did I screw up?
That's what I'm looking for.
I don't think I've ever screwed up.
Oh, Mark.
Hold on, oh, that one.
This mic.
No, hold on. I cannot even
Okay.
think of anything.
He's busy.
All right. Well,
I'm just sitting here talking to myself. God, I haven't seen Rockies up forever either. Why is Rockies?
He's out.
The mortgage crisis may not have the attention it had before, but many people are still dealing
What
with
is this one?
Jesus, I don't even know.
name is John Hope Wise. Losing your home is unthinkable.
Okay, where's Rocky's? I didn't get Fuller. Oh, guys, we've got a freaking schedule.
What did the Mile High Glass chick say?
Okay, now I gotta get over to this.
Here's a little fiction masqueraded as facts. Did you know that banks don't give loan modifications just because you're paying your mortgage loan late? A lot of people believe this, and they've told us, but it's wrong. I'm John Hope Bryant, the founder of Operation. Let us help you negotiate a lender in a logical way with a HUD certified counselor for free to save your home today. Call 888-388-HOPE or visit our website for more tips at OperationHope.org.
Okay, I better at least get headphones on so I'm not caught like usual.
I need somebody. Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Welcome to the show. You know what this show is. It's the Troubleshooter Show. We're here to solve problems, answer your questions, take your complaints. My goodness, we want to make your life a little bit better. It's very simple. If you've been ripped off or taken advantage of, or maybe you just want to vent, that's what this show's about. No, we're not political. This isn't about politics. This is about doing what's right. This is about people not getting ripped off. This is about exposing the cockroaches out there that do rip people off. That's what this show's about. Tom started this thing 40 years ago in Denver. Just in Denver. In fact, longest running radio show with the same host in the United States. Now, arguably, maybe Howard Stern. I've got to do that math sometime, but I think truly the longest running show. If you've been ripped off, you've been taken advantage of, you just need some help, you need some advice, we have great people on the referral list. We get on to help you. Everybody from dentists to attorneys. In fact, speaking of attorneys, in studio with me today, Mark Kranek. Mark, I have not seen you for a long time. How have you been doing, man?
I'm good, man. It's good to be here.
So you do what? Tell us. I know you do a little personal injury. You do what do you do? Criminal?
I do a lot of criminal defense. I know how to sue insurance companies. I mean, I could do some general civil litigation.
Very cool.
Personal injury, yeah.
So you like getting in front of a jury as well, then?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. All right, let's do it. You got any questions for Mark? Give us a call, 303-713-8255, 303 Martino. By the way, that number works on and off the air all the time. We've got all hands on deck today. We've got Deputy Daphne up in studio with us. Daphne, how are you doing? You were gone yesterday. You were playing hooky yesterday. That's okay.
Hey.
Is that mic working? Is it good?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I sent you one I wanted you to call up on. We had a mobile phone company. Actually, I think it was Vonage yesterday. They can't get the number ported over. You going to get on that and get that handled?
I've already spoken with Vonage this morning, Media Relations. I sent them over the email. They are working on it right now.
Excellent. So I'm hoping that'll be taken advantage of, or taken advantage of. That's taken care of. Deputy Dan. Yesterday, my friend, you were going to call up and handle something with the energy company. Wasn't it Black Hills?
Black Hills Energy, yeah.
So Black Hills was charging this lady. Listen to this, folks. This is insane. She got divorced 14 years ago. 14 years ago. Mark, listen to how crazy this is. The husband got the house, okay? It's in his name only for the last 14 years, okay? He dies. She must live somewhere near him because she's with Black Hills Energy as well. They threatened to cut hers off if she doesn't pay the dead ex-husband's last utility bill because he died. Is that just not insane?
What? That's crazy.
I don't even understand where they're coming from in this. Black Hills Energy, I swear to God, it's so stupid.
It looks like a mistake, though.
Oh, so you actually got something done, Deputy Dan.
Back. What are you saying? They called back and left a message with me, and I tried calling them. They weren't there. And they called her also yesterday and said, hey, you know, we're going to take care of this. So I just want to get a final on that. But,
so when's it going to be done? I mean, do we know?
Oh, hopefully I can get them to talk to him today.
I'd like to know what happened, too. I mean, I'm sure it was a mistake, but to actually threaten to cut her power off.
Right. But she's had this for a year now.
What do you mean a year?
They actually started charging her for this a year ago.
She didn't mention that yesterday.
Yeah, I know.
She should have called a year ago. It would have been solved.
Right.
That's crazy. So if you got a problem, you get an idea of what we do here. 303-713-8255. In fact, listen to this. Ready? $200 million plus in cash merchandise exchanges, refunds, and services directly due to this show. Let's see what we can do for Mike. Mike, what's going on?
Hello.
Hey, Mike, how are you, sir?
Well, I'm a little frustrated with AT&T.
Man, I've been there, too. I've been frustrated with AT&T many of times in my life. Why are you frustrated with them?
Well,
to me, they destroyed, by the way, listen to me, this is my opinion, they destroyed DirecTV. I got rid of DirecTV because AT&T bought them and they were just hell to deal with. Hell, but go ahead.
Well, my main problem with them, or the only extra problem, is with the wireless cell. Yep. I canceled it, and they ran me around in circles for months, and finally, with one of their 800 numbers, they said, well, I needed to go to an AT&T store,
okay,
which I did, where I purchased the phone.
Mike, let me ask you a few questions.
Sure.
You bought the phone outright, or did you have it on one of these payment plans?
No, I bought it outright.
Okay, so you own the phone, and then you were month to month with them, no contract, because you bought the phone, correct?
Precisely.
So
yes.
what was so hard about canceling?
Well, they have an 800 number to call.
Yeah.
That didn't work, and finally they referred me. They said, well, go to an AT&T store.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, I will go to the store that I bought the thing.
But Mike, listen, listen. You just call up. You dial 611 and say, I want to cancel. What do they say? You can't cancel? I'm trying to figure out what the issue is.
Well, actually, but at that point in time, I'd already gotten rid of the service as far as using it.
Okay.
And all I wanted to do was just get rid of it. So I went to the store, and I told them I want this thing canceled. I'm not using it. I've got another company, and
what did they say, Mike?
They said, we can't help you.
Okay, I'm missing something here. Mike, you're telling me you're not on any contract. If you walk into the store and say, I want to cancel, they simply can't cancel you?
They just said, we can't help.
Why?
You.
Why can't they help you?
A corporate store, and I said, well, where's that? And
okay.
Well, we don't know.
Mike, okay, I understand what they're saying now. I've done that same thing. They have what do they call them, qualified resellers or whatever. Some of these AT&T stores aren't owned by AT&T. So you've got to go to one that is owned by AT&T. Are you still not canceled as of now? You're still getting charged?
I finally ended up paying. It's only $38.87.
Yep.
I sent them numerous letters stating what was going on.
Mike, my question is, are you canceled now?
Yes.
Then why are you calling?
Well, because they're sending me bills for.
So you're technically not canceled. Are they sending you bills? They're saying you still owe $38?
Yes, and I got a notice from somebody. It's their outfit that settles everything, is supposedly, and I sent it.
How much are they trying to get from you?
Well, it keeps going up. They've turned it over to a collection agency now.
How long ago did this go down? When did you try to cancel?
Well, I've tried months and months ago. In 2000, seems like it was 19. In 2018, and they sent me the letter saying my balance was this $38.87.
Okay, first of all, for people listening, what Mike should have done was pay it. And why I say that is simple as this: his credit could be hurt now.
I sent the check, and I put a notation on it that this was the the end of the road, and payment in full.
Mike, can you send me a picture of the bill you have right now from either the collection agency or AT&T directly?
Yes.
Okay, hold on a second. Let's get, Suzanne, let's get a picture of that, and then let's get it to Daphne. Daphne, this is perfect for you. I have no idea if he owes money or not. Let's just look at it. I mean, I felt like I was in the dentist office there towards the end. I mean, I don't know what's going on. Let's look at actually what's there, okay? 303-713-8255. Mike, hold tight. We definitely want to help you. And the reason I was saying you should have paid it, you pay it whatever they're asking for, now within reason, then you fight with them. That way they can't say, you know, you're late. And then if it turns out you actually did own it, Mike, or owe it, you know, you did pay it, and they should give you the money back. I mean, you might have just dug a hole for yourself, but let's look at it. We have an angel at AT&T, too, we can send over to. We absolutely do. Ken, what's going on with you?
Hi, I hope you can help me. I've been having a running problem with Capital One. It's a credit card company.
Yeah.
And I've been having...
What's the problem?
Okay, here's the problem. Is they sent us some promotional checks, okay?
Yeah.
And back in July, or in May, I sent my American Family Insurance payment for my house insurance with a promotional check.
Understood.
Okay, so they get it, and then they run it through, and they said, you know, they couldn't process it, so they sent me a letter saying I still owe for my insurance.
Wait a minute. So they, in other words, they didn't accept that tender.
Right, it didn't work for them, okay?
Okay.
So that's okay. So I said, well, we've got to get this paid.
Why didn't you just pay it, just out of curiosity, why didn't you just put it on the credit card? Oh, I know why, because you were getting a special interest rate if you used the check.
Right, 8%.
Okay.
So anyway... So we had another promotional check they sent to us, and I said, okay, we'll do it different this time. That check is supposed to be null and void and dead and gone forever, right?
Okay.
So I told my wife, make out the check to me. We'll go to my credit union. We'll put it in there. Then we'll just take the money out, and I'll write a personal check.
Got
and we'll
it.
do that.
Understood.
We did it. It all worked, okay?
Yep.
So the one I wrote to the credit union, it passed. The first one we wrote is dead and gone, supposedly. But in July, they sent me the bill for both of them at $1,114 plus 33 cents.
Okay, so when you call the insurance company that you paid, did they do double payment?
No. They you know, they sent it in, and it didn't it didn't process, right?
Yes.
So that's why on the first one it worked out okay. The second one it worked out okay because it was my own personal. But
Mike, here's what I'm asking, though. What I want to know is, do you have a credit with that insurance company? Did they actually get paid twice? That's all I care about right now.
They did not.
They only got paid once.
Right, and I've had American Family go twice on a three-way call.
Which one did they get paid on? Did the personal check that you wrote out of your own account, is that the one they got paid on? Or did they get paid on the original check you wrote that they didn't accept the first time?
Nope, they got paid on my personal check that went through the credit union.
Well, then where's the money at?
There is no money anywhere.
But yet they're saying there is, the credit card company.
Right.
Hold on a second.
Trying to charge me for
Hold on, this is very strange. I don't know why this would happen. I really don't. 303-713-8255. Dad, go ask that guy. He's saying that first check went through.
No, the first one didn't go through.
No, but he's saying it did, ultimately.
No, ultimately it did.
Yeah, so all we got to do is get the check from the bank and look at the endorsement. I mean, who cashed it? This should be pretty easy.
Yeah.
I'm going to hold up. Holly with Chase Bank called. She wants to talk to Tom, but that may be you, about the name change. Okay. Do you want me to hold on to that?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Oh,
I wanted to let you know that was going on.
Hey, remember I told you about that guy who was involved in merchant services fraud?
Hold on. You did, yes. And I thought he was going to come in one of these days, right?
Yeah, we can get him in, but he's interested in doing a marketing gig with you, too.
You know, John Fuller Live used this guy twice. You know, Suzanne and I got T-boned. We ended up getting, and I'm not kidding, they tried to settle numerous times with John Fuller at Fuller Law, and he just kept fighting. We ended up getting that person's maximum amount that they had for insurance. We've got the full amount. It was incredible. And we just used them again about 3 weeks ago. My daughter got rear-ended. It's just the first call. You call John Fuller if you're in an auto accident. 303-597-4500. It's that simple. What? Mark, I got so many spots.
Okay, all right.
We can chat. I'll talk when we can, though. Whoops. Price Fixer. Is Daff in there? Can you, someone tell her to get me some coffee, please? See, the problem with him just seeing who endorsed is it wasn't really his check. That check probably went back to Capital One. He's got to have Capital One see who endorsed it. I mean, someone endorsed that check.
I mean, what he's saying is he sent it in the first one, and what insurance companies say, right? They rejected it.
They couldn't take it, for whatever reason.
But yet can you still get your bill for it? I mean, that's the essence of the problem. He still has to pay. You know, it was like it was negotiated.
Okay.
Hold on.
Okay.
All right, how about buying a new furnace or air conditioner at the absolute best price with the best guarantees, and on top of that, it's as easy as ordering a pizza. They also have a great service department, but you know who I'm talking about, PriceFixerDenver.com, PriceFixerDenver.com. Listen, they never charge a diagnostic fee. They never charge a trip charge. Go to PriceFixerDenver.com if you need a new furnace or air conditioner or service on your existing. PriceFixerDenver.com.
Okay, so that was sent to American Family. American Family couldn't cash it. They said it was a dead check.
That's right, I got that.
Okay. So
then he gets another check.
He gets another check, and then it gets paid, and that's fine.
He brings it to the bank.
But they have both. He gets both of them on there and stuff. And on the back of the check that he gets, the blank, there's nobody that says that they cashed it. It's just blank on the back that they none of it. But
how would he get the check back?
I imagine he must have pulled it, from them, digitally and stuff.
Well, this has got to be very simple. It's either a big mistake,
right, because they say,
or someone cashed it. I mean, there's no in between.
Nobody has said that there's no endorsements on the back. And Capital One says they got to investigate.
Say again?
Capital One just tells them we got to investigate.
I don't understand how he got the check back.
I assume he asked for it. I can ask him that.
No, I'll ask him on air. I've never had a problem.
You use those checks that they send you? I just tear them.
I've never used one of those. I'm saying I've never had. I'm just trying to think of any issue I have with Capital One. I just really haven't. You know, they did.
I've never used those.
I did use one, but it was different than what you're thinking. I bought a car with one, so you qualified to buy the car through them, and they send you a check to write to the dealership. But that's a whole different thing.
Right.
Who's this? Kanye? Is this Kanye? I like Kanye. Dan, do you like? Oh, don't give me that look. Why don't you like Kanye?
This is terrible.
What, you just don't like this kind of music?
This music, this song, this is what it's like. It's terrible.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I don't like bad songs?
He tunes into the Grand Ole Opry or something.
I still listen to 80s hair bands, so.
That makes sense, actually. I don't, whatever. 303-713-8255. Let's get back to Ken. Ken, I've got a few questions on this Capital One. I know Dan talked to you a little bit. How did you get the check back? You requested it?
I requested it,
and there's no endorsement on the back? It wasn't cashed anywhere?
Nope.
Okay, so when you call up Capital One, what do they say, man?
Well, I've been calling them since July.
Have you been paying the bill on this thing, by the way?
I've been paying on the first one for the first 1,114, and I was going to stop when I got to the other one. But I've been advised I should probably keep paying
Heck yeah. Until you get it figured out. So what do they say? You must. I've got a Capital One card, and they're pretty easy to get through to. So you talk to someone there, and what do they say?
Okay, I get through to them, and I talk to them. They say, well, we're investigating this, and then it'll be 30 days, then 60, then 90. And nobody, every time I call, nobody has done nothing on it. And then, also, they've dropped my case a couple times without even telling me they've closed the file. Like,
what do you think happened?
I don't know what happened with it.
I find it very strange that the insurance company doesn't have that extra money. They only got paid once.
Right, but see, they even sent documentation to them that that thing was killed and closed. They only got paid the one time, you know. And American Family says they'll go on the air with you if you want and talk to you about this, because they're upset about it because it makes them look bad, like they're the ones bilking them or taking the money.
I don't understand when you call up why this has taken so long to fix, unless if that check was actually cashed.
Well, I'll tell you what the problem is, because they don't have, I think they just got a cesspool there of people that you call, and whoever you get, because nobody will take responsibility. When I ask for a callback number and say, I want to talk to Maurice, can I have him? Oh, there ain't nobody there. You know, it's always pass me on to somebody else.
Here's what I want to do. Listen, here's what I want to do on this, because if I call up on your behalf, that's not going to go anywhere unless you're on the line. So let's do this. After the show, after 1 o'clock today, I'm going to call up. I'll call you. Then we'll do a three-way call into Capital One. I'll use my account, my credit card number to get through to somebody, because I'm telling you, I get through to people instantly on there. And then we'll get somebody there, and we'll ask, and you'll give me permission to talk, and we'll see what's going on. Because either the check was cashed or it wasn't. I mean, there's really no in-between here. I just hope you didn't, like, somehow, are you sure it's not in your other bank account? It's not somewhere else?
No, I wrote the check to AmFam. They got it. They tried to.
So when you got the check back, from Capital One, it actually says AmFam and everything on it.
Yeah, the front of it does how I wrote it out, yes. But on back, there's nothing on the back of it.
Yeah, like it was never endorsed.
Right, but the one I sent to the credit union, it's endorsed by the credit union. And
see, this should be so easy. I have no idea why Capital One wouldn't just take care of this. I mean, this is weird. Suzanne, what do you think of this?
I've missed the whole thing, Mark.
Well, that sucks.
Well, how come they can't do nothing since July? I mean, how long are they supposed to investigate it, and then they drop it without telling me nothing? You know?
I don't know. It's almost one of these, Dan, that I think it's going to be like there's a whole nother side to it.
I'm sure there's just something dropped through the cracks.
Yeah, but they've been trying to investigate it for so long.
Right. I've been on this all the time. I've talked to them over 30 times at least.
All right, let's do it. So 1 o'clock today, I'll give you a call after the show. Got it? Hold on tight, because we don't have your information. So, babe, grab his info and make sure he's around, say, 1:15. Let's do it, and hopefully we can follow up tomorrow and tell everybody what happened with that, because it's really weird. 303-713-8255. Will, what's going on with you, sir?
Yes, how are you today?
I'm doing great, Will. How are you?
I'm doing I was doing great until this came up.
What came up?
My Social Security card.
Yes.
I was driving one day, and this guy called and said my Social Security card was being used.
What do you mean being used?
Being used in a scam on a money laundering outfit.
Well, that was probably the scammer calling you.
Most likely.
So what happened? Did they know your Social Security number? What happened? Give me something.
No, they didn't know my Social Security number. They just said if I wanted them to take care of it, they would take care of it. So I said, well, give me a call back and we'll see. So they start taking care of it and going on, and I got calls back.
Well, I'm missing too many holes here. Usually people give me too much information, but you're not giving me much at all. When they said they'd fix it, did they ask for money?
Yes.
Did you pay them money?
Yes. And that's when I got suspicious, because I was sending them money. But I was sending them money. I was sending them money through the some kind of like when you send money.
Like Western Union?
Yeah, something like that. And I was sending it, and then I got to thinking, I said, I'm not getting no receipt to say I'm paying Social Security. He said he was with Social Security. Is what he was telling me, and he was out of Maryland.
First of all, I don't mean this in a real bad way, but my God, man, when someone just calls you and says, you know, someone's fraudulently using your Social Security number, give us some money and pay us by some weird way. I mean, how did you pay him? I am curious.
I paid him through the machine.
I don't know what that means. Through the machine.
They got a machine. They got a machine that you can take and send money, I guess, all over the world, really.
Okay, how can I help you, though? Because I doubt I can get your money back.
Yeah. Well, I was just wondering, they were talking about he was going to get me a new Social Security number.
Well, okay, that's not going to happen.
Okay.
How can I help you, though? I mean, you got yourself into something crazy here. Quit paying them any money and quit talking to them.
I did that already.
Okay. Are you trying to, do you want me to help get your money back? Is that what you're asking? What are you asking?
Yeah, if we can do that and they gave me their name, which probably is fake, but they gave me names and phone numbers.
I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone today. Some days are like this. Honest to God, I really do. I feel like I have entered the Twilight Zone. John, I'm sorry. Will, how can I help you? I'm going to ask you again.
Yes, if I want my money back.
Okay, I doubt I can get your money back. Do you have a phone number on these people? I will have someone call, and we'll see if someone answers.
Yes, I got phone numbers on his name is...
Yep, what's his name?
Mark Stone.
Okay, and where is Mark, what is Mark Stone's phone number?
1-443.
Okay.
982.
Yep.
9022.
Okay, how old are you, man?
I'm too old to fall for this.
How old are you, Will? Seriously.
I'm 69.
All right, you are too old to fall for this. In all honesty, man, I'm having a hard time believing this. How much did you end up paying these crooks?
Right now, I'm at 6,000, 7,000.
7,000. All right, let's call this number. Let's seriously figure out what's going on. Hold tight, man. Do me a favor, Daphne. This number right here, Mark Stone, I know you just walked back in, took $6,000 from this guy over time for, I don't even know what he thought he was going to get, and I'm terrified to ask him. So figure out who answers that and what they do. Will you do that over the break for me? All right, 303-713-8255. John, hold tight. Tom's got a comment on the scam call, and then getting out of the timeshare. Maybe we can get Finn Law on. Let's see if we can get Michael Finn on. That guy rock and rolls.
You know, you better ask Will, when you get Will, get his full name and stuff, but ask him, make sure that's the Social Security. Will is the guy.
This is the phone number.
Read me that. Give me that phone number real quick.
443-982 or 5, I don't know.
982-9022.
90.
So that's the guy's name is Mark. He's supposedly with the Social Security, but
he's with some.
Oh, he's a scammer.
Yeah.
But make sure that Will did not give his Social Security number out to this guy. I'll bet you he did.
But the number I'm calling is the scam. I don't have Will's number. Oh, Will's
on those.
Sorry.
This. God, these poor people. Sometimes I sit here and go, is this a real call? Did this guy really send them $6,000 through some machine? What is this machine?
I know. That's just somebody calling up from Social Security and saying.
I don't know.
That number is listed as a scammer, Social Security Administration.
Yeah. But like I say, what machine did he go? Did he go right from can you send ATM from an ATM? Can you send it?
Oh, sure. I'm talking about Western Union. I think
Crackerjack mudjacking. These guys are great. If you have any concrete leveling needs, you call up Crackerjack. I can't say that any easier. They have trucks up and down the Front Range from Colorado Springs down to Fort Collins. These guys can do the mudjacking, whatever you want to call it. But if you're sick and tired of that driveway, maybe is slumped down, or maybe the top, at our house it was by the, what do you call that, our patio they've done. Yeah, you just got to go there. 303-410-7787. Was that a 30? I didn't even have it up, man. That was my bad, dude.
Yeah, 30.
Did we hit 30, though? I'm going to do another one for them in the third hour, man. That's not fair to them.
So I got the Looney Tunes picture.
I couldn't even give their... I literally didn't have any of the...
all info?
What is this machine? I want to know how he paid him.
It could be a Bitcoin machine.
Oh.
It could have been, you know... Think about these guys.
It seems so stupid to actually have to tell people. You don't pay the IRS.
Here's the other thing is getting a social security number.
Say it again.
Getting a new. They said that now they're going to do. So what they're going to do is get his old one, if he hasn't already given it to him.
Boom, boom.
I tell you, when they get a live one, they stay on with it. They don't say, "Hey, I got $6,000. This is good. Let's go to another guy." No, they stay with them.
Okay, shared with me.
About 40% of Americans carry a credit card balance, but excluding people.
Okay, we were going to. I cannot have meetings up until time they come on
So
air.
the phone rang and
I will
rang.
never do that again.
But then an answering machine picked up and it said Social Security Administration. He only gave his last 4 of his Social Security.
Oh, good.
He gave him $6,000 though.
Yeah.
Forget about it. It's like, what?
Yeah, but it would have been a lot worse. He would have got a social security number and birthday. Now that's what they need. Name, social security, birthday. And they can freaking do everything.
Okay, my God, I owe a Frank. I owe one clear choice, damn it.
Okay, I'm going to get that Howard Johnson. You got on for that.
Genesis. One. Approval reverse. Approval reverse. Jesus. Jeez Louise. Okay. I got a lot here.
The new commercial system.
Oh my God. It's insane, Daff.
Yeah.
Hey, talk to him about moving around that fix-it like we talked.
Hey, if there's a chance, can I do that Howard Johnson show?
Oh, I'm showing them in the second hour.
Define? Or is it Daphne?
Defini Reef.
Were you going to do an update on Howard Johnson?
Yeah, why?
Okay, so this is another guy.
Perfect.
So if you want to get that to
I was
Suzanne,
just asking if we can...
let's do that. Let's get him on, and then you give your update.
Oh, so perfect.
What do you got?
So at that Wheat Ridge, you know,
Watch
least
out
the
for
hardware.
Oh, come on, guys.
I was not expecting
I saw it on the back.
I know, but you also have David Salisbury at 12:15.
Can we bring him up with that caller from yesterday? Do it right in
No,
there.
that guy backed out. He wants to get legal counsel. He talked to some friends after talking to us, and he wants to back out. Sorry, I didn't see you.
All right, 303-713-8255. Will, I got to go back to Will. Will called up. Daphne called over, and it's a big scam number. It's a fake IRS office. Left a message, but Will, what I'm really trying to figure out is how you paid him. You said you paid him by some machine. Not that it matters. The chances of getting this money back it's basically zero. But I'm very curious how you paid him. Was it Bitcoin? You said a machine.
Yeah, there you go. Bitcoin. That's what it was.
So you went and what? You bought Bitcoins and then transferred the Bitcoins. Well, that money's gone, man. I mean, it's absolutely positively gone. You know, we can give this scammer's number out. And people can call. You can actually, Daphne, what did you get when you called over there?
It just said Social Security Administration. Please leave a message. Thick accent.
It didn't say scam?
Hi, you've reached our Social Security information.
This is not a scam.
This is not a scam. Come on. My God, Will, please don't do this again. Anytime you think, if anybody ever asks you for money, please call us. Honest to God, Will, we're not going to be able to get this money back. But if our listeners would be kind enough to call these...
It's my fault. I'm you know...
I know, it sucks, man.
I always say some lessons cost more than others, and this cost me.
You know what happens, too? How much did you give him the first time?
First time I gave him $1,000.
So he hit you like 6 times.
Yeah.
What was he supposed to do? Were you paying the IRS? Is that what you thought you were doing?
Yes. I thought I was paying the IRS for a lawyer.
Oh, this sucks, man. This really sucks. Will, please be careful with your money. Honest to God, the IRS will generally never call you, first of all, unless if you're in some kind of negotiations with them. I mean, really, they'll never call you.
And they'll never take Bitcoin, iTunes cards, or anything like
Nothing. eBay cards, you know, the Gap. They won't take Walmart gift cards. They don't take Olive Garden, for that matter.
cash, anything.
Honest to God, man, just in the future, really, Will, this is just a lesson for you. An expensive one.
Yes, it is.
God, I feel bad for this guy. These are these ones we can't. Mark Cranack, attorney at law, there's nothing you can do. Zero.
Never going to get that money back.
No, it's gone, man. I mean, you might as well have burned a $100 bill or, you know, 6 of them. 600 of them. My goodness.
Isn't the good thing, isn't Bitcoin locked up right now until they get the crypto?
It doesn't
released?
matter. It's not. He could have paid any which way. It wouldn't matter. He'd never get it back. Never. Never, ever, ever. Will, I'm sorry to hear your story. If our listeners would call the number, Daphne, what is it, 443-982-9022. Let's at least put the line out of business. I mean, we verified it's definitely a scam. Maybe we can get it shut down. When I Googled it, it even popped up as a number like that. 443-982-9022. God, if you see that number pop up, don't even answer it. You should block it. 443. It's a weird exchange, too, isn't it? I wonder where that is. 443-982-9022. Will, you know, we got the...
Can I ask you one more question?
Yeah.
Can I ask you one more question?
Yeah.
What about my my Social Security?
What about it?
Can I use it? Can I use it?
What do you use it for? What do you mean by that? You act like it's a credit card. What do you mean, can you use it? For what?
Well, they said it. Well, they said, well, okay, you're right.
I know, but what are you trying to ask? You might want to lock your credit score down.
Is my credit card, I mean, not credit card, my Social Security number is still good?
I would assume so. You can actually call the IRS. There's no way someone stole your Social Security. You might want to pull a free credit report and see if anybody opened any accounts under your name or anything. But Daphne told me you never gave him your Social Security number, just the last 4. Or did you give him the whole thing?
Yeah. No, just the last 4.
You're sure about that?
Yes.
Okay, well then I doubt anybody's doing anything, but you should pull a free credit report and see what's going on.
Okay.
Got it?
Okay.
Do you know how to do that?
You call it. You can call any one of the 4.
You know what, I feel, you can, yes, you can call them, but you really can do it online pretty quick. Hold on a second. Dan, I want you to do me a favor, man. Go in there and talk to him real quick. I mean, I want to really help the guy. I mean, seriously, let's make sure he knows how to pull a free credit report, because I don't know if he gave those people his full Social Security number. Right. I mean, it's pretty weird. The whole thing's weird. In fact, it's a weird enough call. I wonder if it's a fake call. Honest to God. But I don't think it is. I think the guy really needs help. So let's make sure, honest to God, let's make sure he knows how to check his credit and lock his credit. 303-713-8255. John, what's going on with this timeshare, man?
Hey, I just want to get rid of it.
Yeah, let me tell you, they're like herpes. They're very hard to get rid of. So let me ask you a few questions. How much did you pay for it, and where is it? I'm just curious.
It's up at right at Avon.
So it's in Colorado.
Yes, right.
Who is what's the company? Is it like Hilton, or who is it?
Terrace.
Who?
Man, I ain't got it in front of me.
All right. How much did you pay for it?
Something, huh?
How much did you pay for it?
I paid about $14,000.
And then what do you pay per year, like in maintenance and when you use it? How much is it?
That's all I do is pay maintenance is $650 or $35 or something like that.
So you pay about $600 a year, but you paid $14,000 up front. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and you realize this thing just goes and goes and never goes away, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever had any special assessments? And I ask that for other people listening. Have they ever hit you with extra expenses throughout the year?
No, just the maintenance.
All right. Well, you're lucky. Hold tight.
Because I paid it off, so.
Hold on. Michael Finn, Finn Law Group. How are you, man?
Yes, sir. I'm doing great. How are you doing today, Mark?
I'm doing great, Michael. You know, we get this call still all the time. I had a conversation this morning with some salespeople in the building. They were saying, hey, do you guys want to do, you know how sometimes you'll hear a talk show host will go on, say, a cruise, and they'll have listeners go on the cruise?
Uh-huh.
Well, they were saying, will you guys do something with the timeshare people? And I couldn't believe I heard those words out of these people's mouths, but of course we wouldn't. But it brings up this question to me. A lot of these companies, and I'm not going to name one, but, you know, it's a timeshare exit strategy, if you will. What I hear they do is they guarantee money back. So they'll take, let's say, $4 to $5 grand up front to get rid of the timeshare. But then what they do, if they can't get rid of it, they seem to come back with a ridiculous offer. For example, okay, we finally got them to take it back, but it's going to be $40,000. So therefore, their money back guarantee means nothing, because they can come back to you and say, you know what? We got them to agree for $400,000 they'll get rid of it. So they keep the $5,000 because they got you an offer. How do you really get rid of these, Michael? And John, you don't know the name of the company you're dealing with? Because that would help Michael.
Lakeside Terrace.
Have you heard of these guys?
Lakeside Terrace, are you saying?
Yeah, that's what he said, Michael. I have a feeling that's the name of the condo or whatever, though.
Yeah, that's the name of the condo.
It's one of the smaller,
or something like that.
Okay, hold on a second. Listen, here's what I want you to do, John. I want you to call Michael directly. You said, who do you call to get out of a timeshare? You call Michael Finn. That's what you do. He's going to help you, and he's not going to rip you off. I don't know how else to put it. He's not a lead generation company. He's an actual attorney that does this for a living. He's the one that'll get rid of it. He's not. A lot of these places you hear advertise everywhere, they're basically an ad agency that just, I don't know, they just tend not to work. That's the reality. Michael will also tell you, Michael, you'll tell him if you can't get rid of it, right?
I will, and I won't take the case if I can't get rid of it. You have a legal issue. You don't hire a exit company when you have a legal issue.
That's right. You hire an attorney. So, John, I'm going to give you his number right now. You ready?
Okay.
855-346-6529. He's straightforward up front. He'll tell you how much it'll cost. I mean, you know, it's very straightforward. In fact, it's so straightforward. Michael, I don't understand why the other companies aren't as straightforward, because they hide stuff. I got so upset at one. When they came back to that guy, this one guy said, it's been 2.5 years and you haven't got me out. You have a money-back guarantee. I want my money back. About a week later, they came back and said, we got an offer to get you out. It's like $40,000. Mark Cranack, can you even imagine that? And that's how they get out of ever giving money back.
That doesn't sound like a very good service to me. I'd give Michael Finn a call.
Yep. Michael, let us know how this one goes.
Give me his number.
Okay, ready? 855-346-6529. Toll free. 855-346-6529. Michael, I appreciate it. I'd keep you on a little longer, but I got to take a break. So listen, stay away from timeshares, folks. Period. End of story. If you are in one, Michael Finn. God. I get so, I couldn't believe those salespeople this morning.
So they get like $5 or $10 grand up front.
They wanted us, listen, they wanted us to go up and basically try to get people into a timeshare.
That's who you met with?
I'll tell you when you come back. It's crazy. If Dan talked to him, Dan, did you talk to Will? I just want to make sure he knows how to get a free credit report.
Right now, mostly cloudy in Denver.
Roller auction.
Traffic and weather. 9 feet wide. 6:30. K-How.
This month, they're participating in a modified service. 5-quart jugs of Pennzoil Platinum Full Synthetic Motor Oil are just $24.99. Quality parts, helpful people, that's Napa know-how. General state prices do not include applicable state, local taxes, and recycling fees. Offer ends March 31st.
All right, buy and build. There are auctions going on right now. You're not going to find a better deal. They're actually moving locations. They're actually reopening. And here's what they're doing. They are auctioning off everything. They've got pallets of sinks. They've got pallets of cabinets. They've got pallets of pallets. They've got everything you could possibly need to redo your house. They have sinks. They have toilets. They have bathtubs. These guys are getting rid of it. You go to Roller Auction. Go there right now. Roller Auction. Look for the buy and build. Bid. You can get sinks for like 15 bucks. Great stuff.
You know what to do.
Hey, I'm going to rip this thing off. You need to break up. You're not good for me.
Sir.
You're just a basic memory fund. I deserve better. Oh, yeah. There is someone else. I've been seeing the purple elastic online for a while now. Don't blame yourself. I'm going to do the best. Totally avoid pain. I'm my treasure point. It's just not effortless. Cool. I'm going to do the 100-night trial and free shipping.
Okay, we're going to have you here.
What's up, Joe?
Hey, Tom, how you doing?
Yeah, right
Oh, where's Tom?
He's in Florida.
He
I'm looking at Mark like he knows. I'm thinking,
What the heck is he doing with it? I mean, I was going to say,
spring break for the kiddos.
You look different.
I thought you were joking around because people call me Tom constantly on air.
No, I said, you know what? You look different.
I look different?
No, I said, Tom.
He looks better looking is what
I know you look younger now.
That bio team must have really kicked in.
I mean, you got a haircut, didn't you? It looks really.
I got more than one.
You got more short.
I'm not sure this mic works. We'll have to see. My days here may be numbered.
Can you mic check everybody? Daphne, you're not a... Oh, you can't on that one.
I can't right now.
How about this one?
Yeah, no.
No, don't do that again.
That was during the show.
Don't do that again.
Oops. That's okay. We were just in a commercial. Believe me, we have all done it.
Did you talk to that guy, Dan?
I hung up on him, so I don't want to.
What do you make of him? You think he's just a sucker?
60 whatever old. He's going to go to his son's place tonight, who has a computer, and get on. I told him all 3 credit agencies to pull credit report.
What I was saying about the crypto is is shut down because the guy that started it died, and he was the only one who had the numbers to release the.
Well, I didn't think you knew who started it.
No.
He did, and they just figured out the numbers.
Fake news.
Not.
You're thinking of the one guy. You're thinking of something totally different.
Bitcoin.
You got to go with the become the banker.
That was just the guy that was an investment guy. He had a bunch of people's money, and he died.
Yeah.
And you're right. No one can get to the money. It's gone.
They did find his.
But that's not all of Bitcoin shut down.
Okay.
That was just his.
But they were able to open that.
Oh, they got it?
Yeah, they got it.
Yeah, that was a guy, I think he was in Canada. Wow. You didn't hear about that?
And he was
It happened a
young,
few
but
weeks
he
ago.
had
Or a
like type
month
1 diabetes or something.
Oh, wow.
And he...
You never know. See, I mean, you don't want to take chances on that.
You can't.
See, it's better to be someplace where you're going to have your money safe.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people that think that the market is going to be the answer. I mean,
There's one that makes it real easy. Let's see. Annualcreditreport.com. That's the real one.
Or you can go right to the agencies.
No, if you go to annualcreditreport.com,
all 3 of them?
you check each agency one at a time.
Okay.
They're the real deal. They're the ones the
Why would
IRS.
you get 1 free per year? Why would you do 1 now, 1 4 months later, 1 4 months after that?
You can.
Yeah.
You can do that.
Right.
It doesn't pull all 3 at once. I'm there right now. You choose TransUnion, you do it first.
Okay. But you're going to have to set up an account.
But my whole point is if they go to Annual Credit Report, it's not that one that charges you.
Hey,
freecreditreport.com is the one that
I got to see.
you ultimately end up paying them. And it's free.
But you can go to each credit report too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, that's all this does, but it brings you to it.
Valerio said they would come on. When do you want to schedule that?
Can you do it Monday or maybe tomorrow? Tomorrow's usually so damn
Yeah,
busy.
it's so crazy. And it's Hawaiian 5. So I'll try to schedule it.
Okay,
Monday.
great.
All right.
Good job, Dad.
Yeah. Can you get a hold of James and find out if Monday at 10 will work?
Call.
All right, 303-713-8255, joining the party. The guys from Become the Banker. These guys have a very interesting product. We've been talking about it for a long time. I mean, it's straightforward. I know a lot of people are going, oh, this is boring, blah, blah, blah. Well, you know what? We have guests in, and honestly, if you've never looked into it, you should. In fact, Joe, let me ask you something. The biggest thing I always hear about it, I guess back in the day, there was other people doing something similar, and they were, you know, ripping people off. I mean, is that true? Well, is that why there's such a negative connotation about it sometimes? People go, oh, no, not that life insurance thing again. So what's different between the product people used to sell and now?
You know, it's all about making money. If the agent who's selling you the policy doesn't have the consumer's interest at heart, Mark, they're using the wrong policy, one that will benefit the agent, not the consumer.
Yeah, so there's too many fees, basically.
The Become the Banker policy, the one that we promote, is totally consumer-oriented. And this is why Tom really likes it, because it's for the consumer, not for the agent.
He was thinking of doing it with his kids. Did he do it yet?
He is going to do it.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
I'll be curious to follow an actual one. I know you've had people in that, my goodness, you had one young lady in that, you know, she bought... what did she do? She actually loaned the money out of her policy and bought her car. Oh, and then she makes car payments basically to herself, but she charges a normal interest rate of whatever, but that interest is actually tax-free, and that's how she's building that policy.
That is right, Mark.
Who was that? What was her name?
It was Brandy Brinhall.
That's right.
But, you know, let me tell you something. The average consumer loses 34.5% of every dollar they make to finance charges.
Oh, big time.
On 3 items: a home,
credit card,
a car, and a credit card.
Yeah.
So if you were to do your own financing through the Become the Banker policy...
Yeah, you build up your own money. So in other words, you start saving your own money, and then you grow it tax-free. And it's because the government... Why is that? Why did they create that loophole for life insurance? Why?
2 decades ago, because see...
But why? They were trying to help the life insurance business? I mean, what was the... Why?
They were helping the widows and the widowers.
Okay.
Because, see, normally when somebody dies, the death benefit of a life insurance policy is totally tax-free.
We've got a ton coming up, I promise. We have a 17-year-old medical bill this guy needs help collecting. Maybe we can get Mark Kranak, who's in studio with me as well, to help there. And then Anthem Blue Cross owes him $70K. Fonda, are you serious? $70,000?
Oh, yeah.
Why do they owe you $70,000?
Well, what happened was this. My mother, she just died this last year, too. But this goes back to 2017.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, that music means there's nothing I can do. So hold tight. We're going to come back after this. I'll bring you up first. But $70K, usually it's the other way. Usually it's Anthem looking to get paid from the consumer. All right, 303-713-8255. One line open. Guy wants a referral on a car inspection, a medical bill collection, and then we'll see what Fonda's got to say about this $70K Anthem owes.
Proposition 1.
First name was Henry?
Headline, none. Thank goodness, no headliner. Lord have mercy. Now I've got to do approval reverse.
Oh, you got to go here. If you want to talk here, just see how it works. And then tell me I'll
turn those down a little. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I can't hear.
How's life going, guys?
It's going. Oh my gosh, it's phenomenal.
Busy. Is it busy?
Oh yeah.
It sure is. Yeah.
Busy.
It's nice when the economy's nice and people can actually save money and think of retirement and stuff. It really is.
Still kind of hard to change their mindset about that. You know, people just want to spend, and not save. That's the reality.
Well, that's
day to day.
Most people are day to day.
Yeah,
I read something the other day. Listen to this. This was mind blowing to me. 40% plus, 40% basically, of Americans, of the working Americans, meaning over 18, people working, make $15 or less than $15 an hour.
I believe that.
And you can't. How would you possibly save when that's almost half the population?
You can't.
lose 60% of that.
So what's the difference?
The taxes and finance charges.
What makes people succeed financially while other people fail? Did you ever wonder about that?
Well, of course I wonder about it.
What is it?
Why you give somebody, okay, Rodney King, I'll bring him up. He got a settlement of millions and millions of dollars from L.A. Flat broke.
I know.
Millions.
People win the lottery.
That's right.
Flat broke.
Because they're just don't.
No one teaches them. There's no common sense in high schools anymore.
It goes to the quote that the rich, the rich will be rich because they think like, wealthy. But
rich
poor
people think like rich people.
And poor people think like poor people. That's the reality of how it goes. Rich people think like rich people. Poor people think like poor people. If you don't change your mindset, and this is what we talk about all the time in our seminars, you're going to be in the same position, just like a lottery person. They were poor to begin with. They have the same poor mindset, and they lose all the money.
I have another book coming on. One of my books is being published in about 2 months. It's called Become the Banker 2. And it talks about the mindset.
You get really creative on those titles, don't you?
Yeah, I know.
It's not too.
So what I'm going to send you the manuscript, Mark. I want you to say something in there. And I'm going to send that to Tom, just like he said.
I don't do forwards, man.
Joe, hi, Jordan. I want to give you a heads up on this
Yes,
$70
ma'am.
grand.
Yes, ma'am.
So Mom had Medicare with Anthem Blue Cross's supplemental. I have John Jones on for you. He knows about this too.
Very cool.
She goes over to Greece. She ends up hospitalized. $150,000 bills that they had to pay, the family did, and Blue Cross Blue Shield has reimbursed half of it, but not the other half.
Why?
I don't know. That's okay.
Limits on their.
I wonder if they were out of network.
Well, they were out of country, so they were.
No, there's people that are covered anywhere in the world.
Kaiser won't pay for us if we're out of country.
I know Kaiser won't.
You should notify before you go out of the country that you're going out of the country, and they have a note in your policy.
That's why I never get sick out of the country.
Yeah, and if you do, you can buy traveler insurance for very cheap. Like for $24 a day or $24 for the whole week. I can't remember what it was. We did it when we were in Ireland. We bought it just a couple.
Ireland.
Yeah.
You guys are leprechauns, aren't you?
Yeah, that's right.
Did you guys ever do those DNA tests?
No, I don't know. I don't want to keep my information in a banquet somewhere with everybody else.
You can give a fake name when you order them.
Yeah.
What crime did you do that you don't want to give up?
I have no crime. I just don't want them to have. They can copy it, replicate it. You'll turn me into.
Trust me, if the government wants your DNA,
you sound like
they'll
my
get your
daughter.
DNA.
You sound like my daughter.
Everybody else has done it in my family, so it's just like I already know for the most part.
Twins, identical twins have done it.
And they're different.
2 different genealogies.
That's right.
Like one has a lot of Irish and the other one doesn't have any, but it's like a trace. It's weird because.
Well, I'm
possible,
think
though?
what's
Yeah,
more
like that
scam,
feels
'cause
like
I know somebody who did it. He did 2 different ones, like 2 different companies, and it came back completely different.
Here's a good one. You ready for this? This one sap, dumbest box of rocks. He gets a Groupon for a $20 DNA test, and it literally asks, "What do you think you are?" And he fills in Asian. Well, I didn't mean he. I don't want to point fingers at you. And it comes back, "You're Asian."
Oh my goodness!
Just what I thought.
$20 Groupon. I was right. You were right. He nailed his own DNA.
That is funny.
God, that was the funniest thing I ever heard.
I couldn't place that accent of yours. Now I know.
That is there, so oh my gosh.
What were you mostly when you got the real one?
English or European.
He's a mutt.
Oh, I was 1% Indian.
Oh, you can claim that.
I was more than
I came back
Pocahontas.
I came back New Jersey.
That's right.
No, Jersey.
I came back Jersey.
I came Jersey.
That's funny.
That'd be pretty cool.
My
if we could tell you what state you
my
were born
family's
in.
swimming with the fishes.
What state do you think you were born in?
No, but I mean, which one's better then? The 23andMe because it gives you the.
Why don't you tell me where you were
So
born?
I did my dad. I did Ancestry.com. But then,
Interest rate on the mortgage.
but then my dad was adopted.
Yeah.
So we did 23andMe so that we could get a and it'll match
Press
the
1
people that have done it.
for death blow.
So now we're in that and
Beep.
it's really
Press 2.
And they ended up it ended up
Why don't you
being
just
adopted.
tell
The
me
adoption
what
piece
you want to see?
was huge.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
God.
we needed the medical because we had
Oh.
no idea what our
family. And that's awesome. That's why I like 23andMe.
Yeah.
If I were to do it, it'd be that one because
I know,
of the genes and telling you if you have cancer prone or whatever.
Exactly. So at least, and really nothing medically is showing up. You know, no history of heart disease or anything like that because or cancer or anything. We don't have.
I've done that before.
I love the fact that
But you know what?
he's just
I'm not sure
bored, so he
you know
wants
why.
to do movies.
It's just a part
I
of
love
it.
it. I mean, who thought of that? Was that Larry David or Seinfeld?
No, it was his number was close.
But, you know,
was,
even
it was like 1-800.
I know, but who would think about this? And then to have the character actually get into it and start doing it.
Even just a Black Father and
Press 1 for Highlands Ranch. Press 2 for Parker. Press 3 for whatever.
It's been diluted that much.
Why don't you just tell me?
You know, it could happen.
Hey, what if it came back that you were related to your husband? I'm serious.
That would be freaky.
What?
I would have to throw
Because
up.
his dad was
My
adopted.
dad was adopted, but Rick wasn't.
I understand though, but I mean, he could have been a cousin of them, or
He wouldn't be.
could have been a brother.
Yeah, no. Because he knows he has one brother and two sisters. He knew that. Don't be messing with me. You are so mean. You are
I'm not. I know. I'm not very inquisitive.
I have a good marriage. Don't mess with me.
No, I'm not saying you don't. I'm just saying.
All right, guys. Welcome to the show, the only show of its kind. We're here to solve problems, answer questions, take your complaints, give out referrals. By the way, anytime, and I mean anytime, you need a great referral, you can always call the show, but referrallist.com, that's why it's there. Referrallist.com. Understand, everybody has been not just background checked. Everybody says that. I don't care. Angie's List, Home Advisor. They always say background check, blah, blah, blah. Well, have you ever had a problem with someone on Angie's List and tried to call Angie? Generally, she doesn't answer the phone. In fact, I've heard it's a hell of a time getting through to her. But imagine this. If you have a problem with someone on the referral list, we're here every day, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. You can call us on air. We handle our own companies like anybody else. But outside of the background check, I don't think people understand. They've signed our code of ethics. What is that? I'll tell you exactly what that is. That basically says if we don't agree, you know, with the exception if they're dead or out of business or bankrupt or something, but we check for that stuff too. But with the exception of very few things, we make the last statement about it. In other words, if you feel, and we feel more importantly, Tom and myself, that a contractor really did screw up that was on the referral list, we make them do it right. There's no one else that can do that. There's nobody. There's nobody. All right. It's easy to participate, too, in the show. 303-713-8255. Mark Kranek, attorney at law, who, of course, is on our referral list at referrallist.com. Any criminal questions you have, any questions that relate to the law, feel free to call in, 303-713-8255. We also have the guys in from Become the Banker. Any questions you have on that, feel free to call. 303-MARTINO, by the way. That number works on and off the air. I'm going to go right back to Fonda. Fonda, you're saying Blue Cross, Anthem Blue Cross, owes you $70,000. So let's get to the story. Why do they owe it to you?
Okay, so my mom would go back and forth between here, Florida, and Greece for the past 10 years since my father passed on. I've got a sister in Greece, I've got a sister in Florida, and here. So she kind of, my dad passed on, we go back and forth. And when my mom had a supplemental insurance through Blue Cross Blue Shield, which basically benefited through the Medicare at the same time.
Got it.
And what would happen is, anytime we would go over there, we'd always notify them, hey, my mom's going overseas, and make sure we knew if we had a problem with her, who to send to. They always had preferred providers, stuff like that. Well, last year, 2017 was the first time that ever happened. My mom got really ill, had to go to the hospital.
Where was she, in Greece?
In Greece, yes.
Okay.
And we took her, we called them and told them what's going on. They told us which hospital to take her to her and all that stuff. And what they have, the thing is called Global Core, which is their provider for overseas. And on their website it says, directly, in most cases we will pay the hospital directly. It's not a problem, all this stuff. Well, so what happened was we started getting bills from the hospital. I'd call Anthem, Blue Cross, and Global Core, tell them what's going on. They said, well, you've got to pay the bill because we don't know, we can't pay the bill without seeing it. And it's like, well, they want payment. This is Greece. I'm not sure if you understand. Greece is financially it's messed up. Sure, they've got free health care. However, you get what you pay for. We went to actually a private hospital.
So are you going to where you ended up just paying the hospital, right?
Yeah, ended up paying the hospital.
How much did you pay them?
Over the entire thing, we end up having to pay out of pocket about $165,000.
But you apparently were covered.
Yes, we were.
You just didn't get the statement of benefits yet. In other words, the insurance wanted the bill, but that was going to take a while to get. So, right? Isn't that what you're saying?
Well, that's part of it, but they actually... we called the hospital, wanted us to make sure they wanted to make sure they're being paid.
Okay.
And so I got together with Anthem, Blue Cross Blue Shield, and they denied a guarantee of payment.
Why?
Because of that. Well, because how do we know what the bill's going to be? We're not going to pay a bill without up front without knowing what it is.
Okay, actually that does make sense.
Well, to a degree, but they say they'll pay the hospital directly, but that's another story.
Okay, so what happened ultimately, though? You paid them, and then you should get the bills eventually, and then they reimburse you.
I've been doing this since last year. My mom died of all days, January 1st of 2018.
Oh, man.
I sent them, as I had to take care of her affairs in Florida and things like that. So I ended up sending the last bill to them, which was like $70,000 back on approximately between March and April. And I've been fighting with them since.
What are they saying, though?
Well, what happens is this: you keep on getting a different person. You get a person who works with you.
Yeah, but they must have a denial letter at some point, right?
Yeah, they do. They said we don't have the records. So I sent them the copy of the bill. The banks or the hospital sent me and everything else, and they go, oh, we need to have this done. I sent to them 3 times.
And you're sure you have the coverage because you are overseas. There's no doubt about that.
No doubt about that.
Because they did reimburse you some, correct?
Exactly, they have.
So they've reimbursed you, if I'm doing my math right, virtually $95,000.
Approximately, yes.
Did they reimburse you after she died or before she died, sir?
Partially before she died, and then partially after she died.
So just over time.
Over time.
It's very, there's a couple things. I'm going to bring John Jones up with Integra Insurance and ask him what he would do, but to me, if everything you're saying is correct, Mark Kranek, I would say this truly is bad faith if he had the coverage.
Yeah, so, the brass tacks, either the policy covers this or it does not.
And it must, because they have reimbursed some things, unless if they're saying, okay, well, you had coverage for the hospital, but not necessarily the ambulance or something like that.
Yeah, that wasn't the case.
No, I'm just using an example. I think this would be bad faith.
It sounds like bad faith to me. If the policy covers this and they won't pay out.
Now, what's even odder, and let me lock you in here, and now I'm going to go to John Jones. He's on our referral list at referrallist.com, and he's with Integra Insurance. John, I do have to ask you this, and I know this just because of an accident my daughter was in. She got rear-ended not long ago, and I am waiting for Kaiser to actually send us the bill, because the insurance company, and I would assume this is all insurance companies, generally has an agreement with certain hospitals or wherever, so they have to kind of rebill the insurance. So could it be possible, John, that what's going on is this guy paid full boat, the $165,000, and the insurance is going, no, we would rebill this and only pay out $95,000, but I don't know what to make of it. What do you think, John?
Let me ask you a couple of things. On the Medicare supplement plan, do you know what plan that is? It is a supplement, not Medicare Advantage, correct?
Yes, it is a supplement on top of that. So if you go to Global Core, they have
a nationwide, worldwide network.
Correct. And the thing is, they're not denying it. They're just giving me the runaround. Every time I get a new person, they get promoted, I've got to start the whole process all over again.
At what point is it bad faith? Let's say everything, John, and I want you to ask your questions, but Mark and John, at what point, if they just keep putting you off, does it become bad faith?
Yeah, the answer to that question is the insurance company has to adjust a claim with reasonable promptness, within a reasonable amount of time. And, you know, how long that is, yeah, it's not entirely...
Well, we're over a year.
Oh, that's bad faith. Yeah, that's
hey, Mark, can I say one thing?
You can say two things.
Because with these Medicare supplement plans,
yes,
most of them, let's say she's on a G or an F, whatever, and she goes overseas and she had this huge claim, and obviously it's going to be repriced through that network. But most of these supplement plans will have a limit of $50,000.
Yeah, but he's already got 95 back.
I understand that.
Okay.
So he's got 95 back from the insurance company, or the insurance company has paid 95?
No, listen, this one's even stranger. Because it was in Greece and for whatever reason, you know, he wanted to get his mom out of there, basically. He paid $165,000. He paid everything directly to the hospital. They've only reimbursed him $95,000 so far. And she's dead, which makes it even stranger now.
Okay, and he's worked with the Anthem Blue Cross, and he's called back there, and he's welcome to give us a call, Mark.
Well, here's what they keep telling him, John. Well, I know. He's a bulldog, by the way, and what I mean by that, Fonda, is John knows who to call at different insurance companies. He's got backdoor people. He might be able to actually get through this. If everything you're saying is correct and there's not a limit, let's ask you that real quick. Is there a limit on your policy?
No, they've never denied it for a limit or anything else. She's got a really good policy.
It's just crap. Basically, John, what he's saying is every time he calls up and says, hey, where's the rest of my money, they either say, well, we lost this, you need to resubmit this, you need to get medical records. I mean, all they do is give him excuses, and then he never talks to the same person, so therefore he's got to start over every time. To me, it sounds like talking to Sprint.
I agree, and it sounds like Anthem to me.
Oh, boy. Do you have a good contact there?
Sometimes. So 75, if I may ask you, Mark,
yes,
or the gentleman we're speaking with.
Yes.
With that $75,000, have they given him any type of insurance that is going to be paid, or are they waiting for the bills to come in? The rest.
What was the last excuse?
The last excuse is I'm on the fourth person now because the original people I deal with get promoted, and they go, I can't help you, but this person can. And then every time I get a new person, they request the bill all over again.
You know what?
Request all the stuff all over again.
I think what this might come down to, and now I'm talking to Mark, honest to God, Mark, here's the problem with this. If you actually filed a lawsuit on behalf of this guy, you know what's going to happen. They're going to pay it. So how does that work? I mean, if they pay it after the suit's filed, do they automatically owe everything else?
Well, you can get you can get double damages plus attorney fees if you could prove bad faith. And this sounds like, you know, this sounds like bad faith. You keep submitting all the documents they're asking for. You're cooperating.
Have you been documenting all this? Like when you submit the documents, are you doing it through fax, email? Do you have
email? Up until this last few months, I've been keeping records. Unfortunately, my amount of time I keep saying I had lost of files, so I had to put do not delete on some of these last files that I have. But I've got a whole series of PDFs and email or of documentation that I've sent them, and it's just been one thing after another. This last guy I've been working with has been pretty nice at helping me, but you know, it's $75,000. But I don't.
It's crazy, man. I find this absurd. I am truly taking him on his word that everything is covered. Go ahead, Joe. Go.
Hey, Mark.
Yes.
You know, we deal with insurance all the time.
Yeah.
And Become the Banker is an insurance policy.
Yes.
So we have a very good relationship with the state insurance department.
Yeah.
So, Fonda, what I would do is I would make a call to the insurance commissioner's office. They have special investigators that can look into your case and they can actually solve this problem.
Joe,
I have referred a lot of people to the insurance commissioner.
Joe, it's not a bad idea, but if it truly has been over a year and he has sent this stuff numerous times, I think you sue him and get double damages and attorney's fees.
I think you do too. I think this sounds like bad faith to me. I mean, if assuming, for the sake of argument only, that the policy covers this.
That's the only thing that matters. Really, that's the only big loophole, is if it should cover everything. And it's been priced properly.
That's the touchstone issue. And if the answer to that question is yes, and this is going on, they're basically adjusting this claim.
Okay, listen, guys, I got to take a break. I am up against this, and I've got Grant screaming at me, yelling at me. He's absolutely out of his mind in there.
Get to the break.
All right, listen, I want to come back, though. I'm going to put you guys on hold. Listen, we've also got lines full. I'm going to get to everybody. But, John, hold tight. I still got another question for you. And, Fonda, I want to hook you up with Mark so you guys can talk a little. But, John, I want to ask you something related to exactly this. You guys hold tight.
A year? If the policy covers it, I mean, that's ridiculous.
Well, that's what I want to go back and ask John before you actually talk to Fonda. What I want to know is, did it get rebuilt? Because
I have a guy in my Rolodex who's an insurance, he's an expert, he's qualified to testify as an expert in these cases. I could run this by him. He would give me like basically just a free look at this, basically say, yeah, this is, they have to pay this or they don't. Like he knows that
that's the whole thing.
In analyzing the policy. Like I said, if the answer to that question is yes, a year is clearly an unreasonable amount of time. I mean, there's no question about it.
It's absurd that long. And you know what? John Jones, let me tell you, he knows all these insurance companies. Yeah. When he says it sounds like them, he's not kidding.
Yeah, no, he's good. They are rich.
Those fucking insurance companies make so much money and then they don't pay.
But the commissioner, I mean, they put some pressure on that.
Hold on, guys, I got to stop.
They immediately pay it.
All right, 303. Pro Auto, Al Aramis. He's in every other Friday. I have got to know Al over the years, and he is absolutely a wonderful guy. They've got 2 shops, and here's what I like about him. Tom calls him the car nanny, which is true. I mean, they'll remind you when the oil change is done, either through their app or through email or text or however you want to do it. But on top of that, here's what I like. They're trustworthy. I was in the business forever. I know all kinds of people in automotive, and quite frankly, I know the guys that come in are all good. But Al's got 2 shops. They're family run and operated. He's been in business 27 years. He came from a very prestigious dealership. He knows the industry in and out, and he will take care of your vehicle. I can't put it any other way. He will take care of your vehicle, and he'll do it properly. He'll do it at a reasonable price, and you're going to love him. Check him out if you never have. 303proauto.com, 303proauto.com. That's also their phone number, 303proauto.com.
I don't think I met you before.
I'm Mark. Mark Crittenden.
Mark, I'm Joe. Nice to meet you.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, Mark Jordan. Hey, what do you do, Mark?
What's that?
What do you do?
I'm a lawyer.
Oh, good. What special?
Okay, guys, hold up. All right, how about this? $39, or it is a free call. You can get a licensed plumber from Fix It 24/7 to your house. Listen to this. For $39. And they'll apply that to any work you have done. These are also the guys. For $68, will give you that tune-up on your air conditioner and furnace. Fix It 24/7. Go to fixmyhome.com, fixmyhome.com, fixmyhome.com.
So I do a lot of various things. I do a lot of criminal defense, but I know how to sue insurance companies. I usually have a personal injury case or 2 cooking. Yeah, a lot of criminal defense.
Good to know.
Mark, you're pretty good with, doing your research and doing stuff online. Your mortgage, have you ever done any of the online mortgages? Like where you go like Bankrate, you look at all the thousands of different...
I made the mistake of years ago, I was looking for a refi. I went to Quicken Loans.
Okay.
I had fucking people calling me for a month. I will never fucking do it again.
That's quick, yeah.
Every bank, everywhere in the world, called me back constantly. It was horrific.
See, I get that now with mail, though. I get nonstop mortgage crap.
But you can throw that away.
Yeah.
Are you looking for a mortgage or?
Well, I've got a mortgage already, but the rates dropped, and I just, I bought the house 6 months ago, so I'm able to refinance. So I've got a mortgage lender that I use right now. I'm tempted to look at these rates online. I know he won't give me the rates.
I'll give you a couple phone numbers just to, they'll give you the real rate.
Yeah, because like 3.75 and like, I'm looking at
if it's a 15,
yeah, well,
it's
a 15, 3.25.
I just got one for 4.125.
You guys,
okay,
I had 2.6.
Just be very, very careful of those.
That was many years ago.
That's an absolute
I was looking at one. I have like
just like
no, actually less.
My home is like 3 point right now.
My rate right now is horrible, and it's just because I
Hey, that lady that got it, that's
on
one
the high, right?
She is.
If you could have went with, Ideal,
they're on the referral list.
and it drops.
That's a garage store.
They refinance it free.
Right.
And they found me.
Now, granted, it's not. This is probably the low. I don't know. The Fed got out there. I can't believe they said that.
I know.
They're not going to raise it at all in 2019 and want it in 2020.
So if everything checks out, and your buddy says that it should be good.
Yeah.
I still don't understand this. So you're suing them basically for 70 grand or whatever the difference is.
Right.
If they pay it right after you file, do they still owe double? Is what I'm saying. Or does it got to go through litigation?
Well, you can settle the case at any point, right? And so the Damocles sword hanging over their head is if we
all right, hold on,
Trump.
How could you be so?
This one's for you, Dan.
Yeah, Dan. Dan's heartless.
You made him that way, Mark.
How can you not like Kanye? Or what do they call him? Easy, Queasy? What's his name?
Yeezy.
Easy. Not cheesy, not queasy. Easy.
No, Yeezy with a Y, Mark.
I would have loved to have seen this in concert. Now, I don't think I could hang through an entire Kanye concert, but there's a few songs I'd like. All right, 303-713-8255. John Jones, Integra Insurance. Here's what I want to know, man. Is it possible, and this isn't what Fonda's saying. Fonda's saying he's just getting the runaround, and he's going to talk to Kranak, our attorney in studio today, off air. But is it possible, or how does this work? When my daughter was in the hospital after that accident 3 weeks ago, John, my initial hospital bill, okay, you ready for this, was $36,000. This was a straight-up hospital pricing, no discounts, anything. By the time it was said and done, the hospital bill was $10,000, which my med pay covered 100%. So originally, listen to how it got rebuilt. Here's what really sucks about everything that's happened since Obamacare, and even before. Think about that. You walk in to pay cash at a hospital, it's $36,000. If you have insurance like MedPay or Kaiser or whoever, it's $10,000. Usually, if you pay cash, it's cheaper. It's like the total opposite of everything else in the world. But getting back to this problem, is it possible they're saying there's no way we're going to pay $165,000? We're only giving you $95,000. I realize that's not what Fonda's saying. I get that. But is it possible that's the issue?
Yeah, and Mark, I ran some numbers while we were on break.
My man.
And let's say the $165 total bill.
Yes.
You use the global network with Anthem. So obviously going through that network, just like you did with Kaiser, your bill was reduced down. So let's say, and I'm not sure what it was reduced down to, but let's say it was reduced down to $120, okay?
Yep.
Anthem, his plan, his supplement plan, carries a maximum benefit of $50,000 outside the country.
But, John, they've already reimbursed them $95,000, so there's no logic there.
I'm not sure what it's being repriced. Maybe it was only repriced from $165 down to $140. I don't know.
Got it.
And that's not the case. Let me explain a couple of things, too.
Hold on. John, let Fonda say something. Go ahead.
So what's happened, my mom had multiple stays in the hospital. She first went in June 23rd, 17 for a few weeks, got out, and that's when the whole thing started about billing, and then we paid. Then she was out for 3 weeks. They went back in. They have paid in full all the other bills except this last bill now. And, well, minus the transaction fees I've been trying to get them to pay also, because in Greece, you can't pay. I can't write a check to them. I have to send them either cash or with a credit card. Well, my mom had a credit card that
sounds like the whole country is one of these IRS scams. Hey, we don't take that.
Yeah.
Only Bitcoin in Greece.
Yeah, you don't take checks because no one. They go, I'll give you a check. No, I want cash or a credit card. So
yeah, because they're basically bankrupt.
Yeah, exactly. So partially is they would pay them. Thing is, every time I put money in my mom's account to go over to Greece, they the bank would charge me a fee. They go, oh, we don't pay that. I said, well, I had no choice. I couldn't write them a check. I could only get 400 euros.
All right, Fonda. Here's what I'm just going to give you what I would do. Okay. First of all, I talked to Mark Kranak after the show. Okay. I would talk to Mark seriously and get him whatever information so he can look at it. And he might do this just purely on contingency. And if everything is correct and it's bad faith, he'll get his attorney's fees directly from there, and you could get double what they're withholding. But he's gonna have to look at everything. So I would talk to him. I would also give John Jones, if you don't want to go the route of a lawsuit, I'd give John Jones the opportunity to call up on your behalf because he has people at Anthem that might be able to just get this done. But that's what I would do, man. So hold tight. Suzanne's going to give you both numbers, okay?
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. And then, John, I appreciate you coming on like always, man.
Thank you, Mark.
Yep, and he's going to be calling you, or he's going to be calling Mark, or maybe both, whatever direction he wants to go. But you made a comment. That sounds like Anthem Blue Cross. Are they really tough to deal with?
Yeah, I mean, any insurance company's tough to deal with.
Yeah, but you said it like, oh, man, I think, do you represent them at all or no?
Sure, very much so with Anthem.
You know, anybody out there that shops for health insurance on their own is an idiot. I'll say it. This man here, John Jones, you don't pay them anything. He will find the best company for you, period, end of story. And if anything happens whatsoever, they get involved. We have other agencies that don't do anything. Once they get that commission check from selling the policy, they literally don't help you with anything. You're out on your own. The guys at Integra are absolutely wonderful, and if you have another agency, I'll tell you this. If they don't help you, drop them and call Integra Insurance. Simple as that. 303-466-5500. Suzanne, if you would be so kind to get Fonda's information for Kranak so he can call them and then give Fonda John Jones's information again. All right, that'll free a lineup too. 303-713-8255. Lynn, what is going on with you? Lynn?
Yes, sorry.
What's going on?
Well, I just wanted to let you know that Joe is the greatest guy in the world. Mike and I.
The Joe in here?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Okay, the greatest guy in the world. How about me? Let's go right there.
I tell you what, we had a meeting with him. Well, my husband and I own Mike's Garage Doors.
Oh, you're on our referral list.
Yes, have been for a long time.
Very cool.
And we had a meeting with Joe about 3 weeks ago. And I tell you what, when he sat
Did you sign up for Become the Banker?
Yes, sir.
Excellent.
We have Mike opened an account, and we're probably going to do one on me sometime down the road. But
very cool.
He sits down. He makes you feel at home. He goes over, asks you some questions about your financial, and
is that generally what you do, Joe, is a one-on-one like that?
Yes, I get to,
because we always say when your seminars are coming up, but after the seminar, when they're interested, that's when you really sit down one-on-one?
Right. And,
well, we missed a seminar because of snow, so we called and got a private appointment.
Oh, very cool. So you do that for everybody, though?
Yes.
And then you told me you can actually do it over the web as well.
We do webinars as well.
So what is that? One-on-one, you see them, they see you, they can ask all the questions, you can explain how it works.
That is right. And thank you so much, Lynn.
Yeah, Lynn, we love when people call up and give kudos.
I tell you what, it's amazing that he realized you're putting this in a savings account, and he makes you realize you're just throwing so much away on a life insurance policy here or there, or, it's like crazy.
So he looks at the whole picture. I get it. Lynn, we really appreciate that, all right? Thank you. And that's, by the way, they've got a great company, Mike's Garage Doors. They're on the referral list at referrallist.com. 303-713-8255. Tony, I know you just hung up. I'm sorry you held so long. I would call SOS Inspections or Automotive MDs. They're both on the referral list at referrallist.com.
not a setup, Mark.
What's
That was not a setup.
Oh, I know
She
that
calls
was.
in, man.
I know it was a setup.
That's what you got to do. You got to become a client, see? Then that way you can actually, you know, give us a testimonial just like that.
You know what I've made on Apple
I don't care about it.
in the last
I mean, who cares?
2.5 months?
$20. I'm just kidding.
And you got sandwiches.
It's been outrageous.
And sandwiches, yeah. No, honestly, that's the thing. It's just balance. You can't. That's all we talk about. I have more than just Apple. But you're unique. Like I said,
tax-free.
you and Tom are very unique. You guys aren't the average person because you're smart to understand how to trade yourself. And most people, they can't see two sides to a coin when it comes to trading. Sad to say, but it's the reality. They lose themselves out.
Calling guys.
People call like that.
Oh my God, there's so many spots.
Hey, look, we gotta get.
All right, K&H, these guys are great. KHWindows.com, by the way. This month only, just this month, March, ready? Free triple pane upgrades. If you need new windows, it's the great time to buy. Not just because of that, but because of this as well. It's a good time of year to buy. They will wheel and deal, as they say, and they have the best windows out there. These guys are great. They have the manufacturers make them right to their specifications. They also have Everlast siding. So if you want your house to look brand new again on the exterior, you go to khwindows.com. khwindows.com. This month only, that is true though. March only, triple pane glass upgrade, and these windows are durable. They're extremely energy efficient, being triple pane. They're beautiful. They custom fit your house perfectly, and like I said, they're built to the specs that the owners of K&H want. And on their siding, listen to this, a lifetime durability warranty. Give these guys a call or check them out at khwindows.com, 303-421-7100.
Hey, have you been giving our phone number out?
No, but I will. Okay. I like websites.
Or other websites, either one.
Yeah.
That info, that's the...
When's your next deal anyhow?
The 28th and the 30th. April 28th is on a Thursday.
I think the webinars are the way to go.
Yeah, webinars are good too, yeah, either one.
Yeah, and then that's what we're going to be starting to implement is a third day, probably just webinar date for people who can't make the seminar. Attend on the 31st or whatever, you know, at this time.
Where's the next one at anyhow?
Centennial.
I mean, where though?
At the Holiday Inn.
Right across from Maggiano's.
Oh, okay.
There's a great.
Is that where you usually go there?
Yeah, maybe
you guys should look into the Howard Johnsons. There's the Howard Johnsons. It'd be great for seminars.
In
Wheatridge.
Oh my God, yeah. Free needles in each room.
Oh, I was like,
that was just a bad
I asked her, she said she tried to call him, he didn't answer. And so she just sent me the info. I said, don't lose this number. So she emailed it to me so we can try to get him on. Remember that guy Kevin was trying to pay for part of John's draft on his apartment?
Yeah.
He's a heart surgeon. We've been playing phone tag because he's a cardiologist.
Wow.
And so it was really cool to talk to him. And my daughter had heart surgery, so we had.
Can you put up the information for?
So what a sweet guy.
CMG Financial, My Bank, My whatever it is. My bank, my loan, my way.
I bank my money my way.
No. That's the other one that tried to copy your tagline. That's
They've
Clay's.
been around forever.
That's Clay's. That's Matt Clay's
Matt
brother.
and John.
That's John. Yeah. Yeah.
No, they tried to. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
They do those.
Well, they did it.
They do those loans.
My bank, my money, my way. That's ours.
Yeah, they're doing my money.
I know them. I mean, see, they were part of my group.
Right.
Tom and Matt were very close at one point.
They're back. They're with us.
Good for them. Well,
They do that. They do a loan. I mean, that's the whole thing.
No, I'm not talking about John. I'm talking about Matt.
What's that?
I'm talking about Matt.
Yeah, Matt and John.
They're back in the Matt's back in the mortgage business.
They're doing that loan. Yeah, that's what they do. I love it. They have a line for a second now too. So you can get a second mortgage, and then if your paychecks are constantly going into it offsets. I mean, it's nice. The product's unbelievable.
What's the rate, though? The rate is higher than standard, though, right?
It's similar. It's a little higher. There's no doubt. They say that. But it doesn't matter because you never have to refi it. You just pay it down.
As long as you have cash flow, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, if you have no cash flow.
Yeah, then you're screwed, yeah.
But it's cool they have it in the second now. That's why
I may have to do that when I finish my.
Well, you got to have 20% equity at least in your house.
Yup, the equity's got to be more than 15 or.
I was talking about that as well, and once I get some more equity.
All right, guys. All right, 303-713. 8255. Don't forget 303 Martino. Help at troubleshooter.com. Those work all the time. In fact, every morning, Suzanne and Dan come in, and they listen to numerous messages, and then we call them back and we line them up for the show, so you don't have to wait forever. We try to give priority to those folks. 303 Martino. Now, what do we got moving here? Where should I go, Suzanne?
I would think line 3. He's been holding the longest.
Russ, how can I help you?
Hello.
What's up, Russ?
My call. Hello, sir. Reason I was calling was just yesterday my wife received a phone call about a 17-year-old medical bill.
Oh, wow.
And so
from a collection agency, I assume, not the hospital or the doctor, right?
Well, apparently it was from a lawyer. A lawyer had called. They've been hired by the collection agency.
There's some important things here, man. Just because it's 17 years old doesn't mean much if they got a judgment and they keep renewing it. Is that what happened?
So my wife went to the ER. She's like 21, 22 years old, and she got a medical bill. We actually called them yesterday. It turned out it was $577 for the medical bill back in 2002. And so we got married in 07.
Post-Obamacare, that's probably, that same trip would be, and I'm not kidding, probably $30,000.
I'm sure it would.
But anyhow, so what happened? I mean, you acknowledge you owed the $577, right?
Yes, sir.
Did they take her to court and get a judgment? Do you know?
No, they're threatening to do that now.
Well, okay, Mark Kranak, I mean, if they did not get a judgment, I would say this thing's done and gone.
So it seems to me like the statute of limitations ran a long time ago. And if they're trying to collect, if they don't have a judgment, they're trying to collect on a debt that was due 17 years ago. So clearly the statute of limitations is run. I'd argue that that's a violation of the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act because you don't owe the money. Why? Because the statute of limitations is run.
I'd tell them to hit the bricks, man, if there's no judgment. What could have happened, you just got to make sure there's not a judgment out there. Because what could have happened is, years and years ago, they never served you, but they actually filed the suit and showed up and got a default judgment, and they keep renewing it. I mean, that could have happened. But if there's no judgment, then I don't know why would you pay it?
Yeah, I mean, from time to time, if it's true that he got a call from a lawyer, a legitimate licensed attorney, I'm guessing there's a judgment.
Not Billy Bob pretending to be an attorney from some collection agency.
And the thing is, sometimes, once in a while, I've come across cases where the judgment exists and the person comes and tells me, like, I swear I was never served with process in this.
Yeah.
And that can you can collaterally attack a judgment. If, for example, service of process was never properly perfected, but that's a fact issue. But I agree with you, Mark. That would be the first place to look. Is there a judgment or not?
If there's no judgment, I wouldn't pay it, man. I mean, that's it. What's the best way to find out if there's a judgment out there?
I'd call that lawyer back and ask him. Say, hey, look, is there a judgment?
Send me the copy of the judgment.
Send me a copy of the judgment. Let me take a look at it, and we'll go from there.
But it sounds like he's threatening to bring you to court. If that happens, the statute's run out. It's gone, man.
Well, what they're telling us, so they're saying that they tried to serve us something.
Doesn't matter. If it's been what you say, 11, 17 years, whatever, it doesn't. They could have tried for 10. Who cares?
Well, the other thing he's saying too is he's saying because it was a government-run hospital, there's no statute of limitation. I don't know if that's true or not. And they're saying they want $2,500 now, but if we pay them now, they'll give us a 25% discount and take $1,900.
Russ, they're just trying to squeeze you, man. I mean, that's all they're trying to do is squeeze you if there's no judgment. Mark, I mean, what does it matter? I don't even know what they mean, a government-run hospital.
I don't know. I've never.
I don't know.
If that's the rule of law, I'm unaware of it. The only thing about a government, like I know, government-backed student loans have no statute of limitations.
Even the IRS, it basically is 10 years. It's dead and over. I don't care what you owe them. If they don't collect in 10 years, man, and you're talking the IRS.
Yeah. Well, and then a couple other things he said was.
He's trying to, I mean, Russ, we gave you the advice. I mean, honest to God, man, I personally, if it was me, I wouldn't pay it. I'd do exactly what Mark said. I'd call them up. If they even, I wouldn't even do that. Honestly, I just wouldn't talk to them. I'd block the number. I'd be done with it. If they come and serve you, then call Mark Kranek. But they're not. I mean, they're not going to. They'd be crazy to, unless if there's something we simply don't know.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't. Don't let it mess with you, man. It's outrageous. They probably bought that debt for about 8 cents, and now they're trying to get what they can. They'll probably offer you $300 at some point to get rid of it. But I wouldn't pay it, period, man.
Okay.
You got it?
Yeah, I just had one other thing, too.
Go ahead.
So he was saying, like, they saw our credit report or something, because my wife and I are doing that Dave Ramsey debt snowball, so we paid off our last credit card.
Cool.
And it was like immediately after that they came calling for us.
Yeah, let me ask you something. Have you pulled your credit report? Is it on there?
No, we've never seen it on there.
Yeah, okay, then I wouldn't worry about it, but I'll tell you this. If they do put it on there, then you've got something to do. Then I'd go after them, but I don't think they will.
Okay.
Yeah, honest to God, man, I hate to say ignore anything when the guy's saying, hey, an attorney's calling. I personally don't believe in it's an attorney.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's 17 years, man. Honest to God. If there's no judgment, I'm going to say it one more time, if there's no judgment, I wouldn't worry about it at all. So if you want to call up and say, send me the judgment, do that. And then if there is a judgment, there you go.
Do you think they'll file for one if they do file?
I think if they had a judgment from years ago, they would have already collected from you. That's what I think.
Okay.
I think they would have liened your house. They would have done something. You would have been served interrogatories at some point. If they went through court to get a judgment, they would have served you with interrogatories at some point to where you list where you work, what bank accounts, what house, what assets you own. Go ahead, Mark.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. I think if they had a judgment from years ago, there would have been aggressive collection efforts at some point.
Absolutely, because they had the right to legally collect, and there's numerous different ways to do that.
And I mean, look, a lot of these collection companies, I mean, they're some of them are legit, but a good many of them they're kind of quasi-scam operations. I mean, if this guy who called and represented himself as a lawyer is, for example, not a lawyer, that's pretty shady, and it's probably a violation of the Fair Debt Collections Practices Act too. Though, Russ, I advise you to call them back and say, look, do you have a judgment or not?
And I know what they're going to say. They're going to say, no, we don't, but we're getting ready to.
Yeah. Well,
so Russ, that's it. I wouldn't worry about it. That's it, man. Got it? That's me, and that's me only. You heard Mark, and he's an attorney, so there's not much more I can tell you. 303-713-8255. We're going to have one line open, 303-713-8255, Prestige Dodge. John, I can't wait to talk to you about it. My God, if there's a dealership that drives us insane here at the Troubleshooter Show, it's Prestige. Go ahead. You're, as Tom would say, perched.
They are bad. They won't call you back. They try to give you all the mop and glow, and then say they can't cancel it.
We're going to see what John's got to say about these guys, because I don't think we've ever had a caller say, "Hey, we went to Prestige Dodge and we loved them."
Sponsored by Farmers Insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
The drive across the highways in the metro area in pretty good shape right now. A couple of the typical slow spots, but no new stalls or accidents being reported downtown. Northbound I-25 a bit slow there between 6th Avenue and Colfax. Really nothing out of the ordinary. Westbound 6th Avenue slow either side of Federal. Westbound I-70 a bit slow in the elevated portion. Earlier crash at Colorado has been cleared. Westbound 270 construction slowing you down approaching Vasquez at this time. The weather forecast, mostly sunny today with a high near 61. Tonight, mostly cloudy overnight, a low of 35. Tomorrow, a slight chance of afternoon showers and thunderstorms and a high of 55. Right now, cloudy and 51. With your traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 KHOW.
At Farmers Insurance, we know a roof can withstand a lot. One exception being an airborne car. Seen it, covered it. Talk to Farmers.
We are Farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available.
Not only is buying a new air conditioner or furnace as easy as ordering a pizza at PriceFixerDenver.com, if your furnace or air conditioner are broke, there's no trip charge involved. There's no diagnostic fee. If you don't want the work done after they give you an estimate, don't have it done. You're not going to pay a nickel. No trip charge, no diagnostic fee. Get their phone number, PriceFixerDenver.com. PriceFixerDenver.com. They're changing this industry, and I mean that. PriceFixerDenver.com, lowest price guarantees.
Where are they, budget?
I'm shocked I didn't have a Price Fixer 60. I guess once a week that would be right. All right, Mark Machowski owns Budget A1 Transmissions and Auto Repair. You know what makes this guy so special? You ready? He will diagnose your transmission, I mean even pull it out of your vehicle, tear it apart for no charge whatsoever, and give you an estimate on it. No one else does that in the transmission business. Nobody, and I mean that. Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair, they do everything too, everything. Find them on our referral list at referrallist.com.
Yeah, we're going to have to put Prestige Auto on there. Sleeves Brigade.
Say it again?
We're going to put Prestige Auto on there. We're starting to get a lot of better quality.
What do they sell? Oh, Dodge.
Dodge.
Why are they so bad?
They're okay on the pricing of the car. That's what everybody says. The price of the car was good, but they add all this other stuff in there.
The Mop and Glow, baby.
The Mop and Glow, and they say it's non-cancelable.
The chip, the warranty on chip. The worst one, I tell everybody this, the worst one we ever had. Serviceman buys a motorcycle, $12,000. It's a Harley. 12 grand, brand new Harley, like a Sportster or whatever. All said and done, $22,000 with the fucking Mop and Glow and the tire warranty and the paint chip warranty and the fucking service warranty and the service contract. Fucking 10 grand.
Yeah. Why did he do it?
We couldn't. God, it was another one. It was another one. Tom was gone. I ripped these guys. Pause that for a minute. I ripped these guys up and down like you've never seen.
Plus, we built a proprietary search tool to help them find you savings on prescriptions. You don't need to know all of that complicated stuff. You just need to know someone who does. Your friendly doctor of pharmacy at your local CVS. Savings vary. Not all patients eligible for savings. Ask pharmacist for details.
You know, so many people call me when they're injured and they say, Tom, who should I call? And
You don't hit a guy with 10 grand in Mop and Glow. You don't do it. It's fucking ridiculous. Yeah. He could have. Anything could have happened to that bike, and he could have bought one. That's fucking crazy.
New one. Yeah.
The other one. Who was the insurance company? The guy went to do the roof claim, and his deductible was $35,000.
Jeez. I got jacked at a Harley dealership in San Francisco. I rode my Road King out there for a law conference, and the clutch burned up. There's only one Harley Davidson dealership in Northern California, and that's that one. So when it has to get towed up there with the Colorado plates, man, they got you on balls. I had no choice.
How much was it?
It was like $1,100. I mean, it was.
We're here it'd be $500-600.
Yeah.
So is he going to send us a report? Or did he make a report?
I will ask him to send the report.
Perfect.
Or
just tell him to keep it simple. Just like bullet points. Boom,
yeah,
boom,
he
boom.
sent pictures.
Yeah, the pictures are so tough. I mean, you don't know.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you really can't see. Well, he kind of did already send us the report. But
that's fine. That's fine. Just like say, not using up-to-date materials.
And I want to know what his thoughts are on salvaging anything.
There you go. That's another thing. Ask them just what do you think anything could be safe?
She's already seen somebody else.
Tell you what, even worse than a Harley is a BMW bike.
Yeah.
So you try to find a mechanic for that.
I owned a 97 BMW M3 and it was a great car, but man, when that's something, I think a wheel bearing went out once, and I was like, oh, I couldn't believe it. It was like a mortgage payment. That's where they
Those German cars like that. But I'm talking BMW bike.
Yeah.
You know, there's not many places to fix them.
I told her she needs to be able to rely on herself first.
Yeah. You're right. You're right.
All right, 303-713-8255. 303 Martino, we've got a line open. We're going to get to this Prestige Dodge. Now, I do want to say this. Someone held for a long time wanting to know the best way to finance, or at least my opinion, the best way to finance a makeover on the house, or I don't know exactly what they were doing, building out their basement. Suzanne, did that caller say anything? The one that I think it was a woman's name, but they hung up.
Oh, Fonda?
No, not Fonda. The one that you had up here, it basically said wants to know the best way to finance.
Oh, she was going to remodel her house, and she wanted to know about a loan to remodel her home.
Okay, here's what I would do. Go to, ready for this, My Bank, My Loan, My Way. You can do a second mortgage now under this project, or under this company. My Bank, My Loan, My Way. What's cool about this is you're going to get a decent interest rate, but you don't just have normal payments. Your interest changes all the time. Let's say you take $50,000 out on a second, and I'm guessing you have equity in your house. If you don't have equity in your house, none of this matters. But if you do have equity and you want to remodel, let's say you take $50,000 out to remodel, you get this loan. You have your paychecks and you have any cash flow you have in your household, you, your husband, whoever, all your paychecks go into this and it offsets that loan. So in other words, if after the end of the month your balance was only $25,000 because all your money went into there and you didn't take it all out, well then you only pay the interest on $25,000. If there's only $5,000 in there, then you only pay the interest on the $5,000. So it's way better than a line of credit. It's way better than a line of credit because it changes depending on what's in there, and the interest rate's good. So if you're still listening, I'm sorry I didn't pick up quick enough, but My Bank, My Loan, My Way. All right, John, what is going on with Prestige, man? We never hear anything good about these guys.
Well, the thing is, I have a vulnerable veteran client who only gets $773 a month and has a side disability income. But Prestige Dodge talked him into buying a new Dodge truck. And he wound up with a $529.80 a month payment.
Well, how did they even qualify him for that? Something doesn't make sense. How did they even get him a loan if his income's $700 or $800 a month? I don't think they could qualify him in a million years. Something's wrong.
You're right.
Well, no, I'm saying something's wrong. They couldn't have qualified him for that. Literally, they couldn't.
All right.
Did he have cash? Did he pay for it in cash or something?
Now, here's the situation. I talked to Randy Deshler. He's a GM at Prestige Dodge, and asked, how did you sell him a new Dodge when he filed bankruptcy and, you know, has foreclosures on loans and stuff like that and low credit score? He says it was easy. He had a new 2018 Windish Dodge RV that was valued at $35,000 and 2003 clean Dodge Ram truck. He did no debt on it. He says, easy. I said, what do you mean easy? He didn't qualify. He says, well, that's your opinion. I said, well, who financed? He says, well...
Oh, I am so confused now, John. So I can't stand Prestige, honestly, but I'm not understanding what you're saying. How did this guy with $777 a month have a brand-new RV and a brand-new truck as well?
Well, he had the cash to buy it. And then when they took the trailer net in on trade, the Chrysler Capital financed the loan for him. And he didn't qualify. Well, he's a vulnerable adult. And, you know, there was no way they could have qualified it. Alley Bank turned it down when they ran it through Alley Bank first.
Yeah. Well, there's not much there's not much we can do. They probably hit them with all kinds of crap warranties, too, all the mop and glow.
You got it. That's exactly what happened. But what I'm looking for him is I want a law firm that can seek Chrysler Capital is owned by Banco Santander in
but
Spain.
what would you possibly... A law firm. Okay, well, there's a million law firms. Why would you spend $300 plus an hour For what? What do you think's going to be done? He bought it. He signed it. He agreed to it. Honestly, John, I'm really asking you, what do you think can be done? I can't stand those guys. I can't. They're horrible. In my opinion, they're horrible. But the guy, he's a big boy. He signed it, man.
All right, here's the situation. He did sign 2 different contracts. They changed it.
Yes.
So then Prestige Dodge did not sign it. He didn't have any contract signed by Prestige Dodge. They ran it through the Chrysler Capital. They approved it, and they gave him a 529.
Okay. You know what? If they don't have an endorsed contract, I'll agree with you. But, okay, what would stop him from signing it right now? So if this guy signed it, when we call up and say, give us a copy of this paperwork, what would stop them? You're saying they're going to send me something that wasn't endorsed by them. You really think that, John?
Yes, I do.
Okay, you know what then? That's what we're going to do. Deputy Dan, we're going to call up, and they're going to send us a contract, okay, that's not going to have any signatures on it, or at least not theirs. That's what's going to happen according to John. John, I hope you're right. And I'm sorry I'm a little irritated, but I don't like Prestige Dodge. Once again, I'll say that. My God, they sell everybody the mop and glow like you wouldn't believe. How many calls a week do we get? Literally.
Lately, yeah.
It's nonstop. They got someone rogue up there selling stuff I think they make up. Literally, I think they're making up warranties.
Yeah, they're not good.
What was the last one they sold? They said, if your car, listen to this, if your car gets stolen in the first, 60 days?
Yeah, something like that.
If your car gets stolen in the first 60 days, we'll give you $5,000 or something.
What? $575.
They charge $575 for that.
Oh, that's crazy.
Have you ever heard of fucking anything like that?
What are they going to do, steal it? It's back? I mean, that's insane. Who even offers that?
I've never heard of anything like that.
Your car gets stolen.
They do.
I think they charge $575 for that.
Yeah, that's the warranty. If your car gets stolen, is it the first 60 days?
I can't remember what it was.
It's very quick, though. If your car gets stolen in the first 90 days, whatever it is, we'll give you $5,000 or whatever. That's ridiculous. It's the craziest shit I ever heard.
No kidding.
It's like they sit around going, okay, now let's come up with something else we can pack. Let's pack. Well, most people don't even know they bought it.
Right.
Oh, that's the real problem.
It's hidden.
Now, it's hidden, but I got to tell you, I have bought so many cars. Everything's right there. No matter what, everything's right there.
Of course it is. You sign what you...
But a lot of it is they got you there for 3 hours.
Yes, ma'am.
George Donaldson, first he says he's available at 12:15, then he says I can do 12 or 12:15. So which would you like with him?
It's up to you guys.
You're right. You
I'd rather just get it over with.
At that point,
So I don't have to remember.
It's like a mortgage, too. I mean, you spend the same thing as
Yeah,
a
but mortgage and stuff, usually you're going through, wrough
Yeah,
a title company
you've already had a
and
couple,
everything, and hopefully
you know,
those guys are fairly...
Right, no, you're right. But
You're right, you don't read everything.
You're just there at that point, and you say, what the heck, just get me out of here, I want to drive a car.
God, I hate these people.
Or get out.
People take advantage of people. I see that every day,
Yeah.
especially in the insurance industry.
Yeah, just the financial industry, right?
I just see people with tears in their eyes, because they lost all their money in the stock market.
No.
Oh my God, I got to do 3 that I
found.
Yeah.
There's other stuff to say.
These headsets suck. I touch it, it goes out.
Yeah, this one was a little shaky too.
That one's on a splitter.
How long is it?
You should have some lunch over here, for the guests, like maybe some salads.
I eat 1 day a week.
1 day a week?
A week.
You eat 1 day? That's BS.
I eat 1 time a day after.
1 time a day.
You do not, do you? Honestly? What meal?
Dinner. What meal? It's my only meal.
Yeah. Wow, you don't do breakfast or lunch?
Never. Not for over a year.
You feel better or what?
Mm-hmm. I'm not hungry either.
That's amazing.
And his hair looks better.
My hair looks better.
Yeah, no kidding. I grew.
No, seriously. Over a year, I guess. It's been over a year for me, hasn't it, when you say Dan?
I'd say it's been about that.
The first 3 months are, until you're used to it and your body's used to it, it ain't easy. But then it gets easy, man. Now it's not even a second thought, no hunger pains, nothing.
Beautiful. The first thing, you just got to start missing breakfast. Yeah. And then as you get used to that, then you go breakfast and lunch. Right.
And then, you know, I try to do as low carb as possible. I don't do that religiously like I should, but I'm pretty good.
Carbs,
I put extra
I'm off the noodles.
gluten into everything I cook. I do.
I like TSG. No, MSG.
MSG.
I have it in the
I
salt
got double.
shaker.
Oh, yeah, double
DHD.
Oh, yeah.
Patriot Software. Keep your time and money. That's funny. I don't see it. Put it on 7. I don't have 8. Oh, I got it. I had to pull it down. Okay. Joseph A. Lazara.
That was nice.
Remember that time I said, what did I say? I got firsthand knowledge. He helped a guy that shot a cop.
Oh. Or when you,
I made it sound like it was me on accident.
Or you did Raleigh House, he said, they're going to be off the sauce.
Off the sauce. All right, Joseph A. Lazara, he is a criminal law attorney. I hope you never need to call him. But I will say this, if you get yourself in trouble, I don't care if it's shoplifting, assault, DUI, he does a lot of DUIs. You call Joseph A. Lazara. This man is great at what he does. And I want to say this, listen to what I'm saying. He's got connections everywhere. He knows the people in the courtroom. He knows the DAs. He knows the assistants. He knows the judges. And relationships count. I swear to God they count. Maybe it's not fair, but they do count. If you get into trouble, you call Joseph A. Lazara. And speaking of DUIs real quick, if you find yourself in one, don't go at it yourself. Just simply don't do it. There's a lot of moving parts to it. You might be able to keep your license. You might even be able to win on the DMV part. But you call Joseph A. Lazara. He'll help you out. 303-429-6200. Flat rate pricing. 303-429-6200.
Yeah, that
No
John,
soup for you.
That John hung up.
Which one?
For the Prestige.
Oh, why? No. Yeah, what's he going to say? I mean, the guy bought the vehicle. Who's he going to sue? You don't sue.
It sounded like he traded in a vehicle.
Right? Isn't that what I said?
It sounds like it sounds like they fucking bent him over and put it up the poop chute, just like every call.
But he did trade that other vehicle.
He had a brand new truck. He said, if I understood, he had an 18 RV and an 18 truck.
No, he bought the 18 truck.
And here's a guy that's broke.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And just went bankrupt.
Shocking.
Yeah, it just doesn't make
That
sense.
is shocking.
Truck was paid off.
We were missing a big part, but the guy wants an attorney for what? To spend more of the guy's money that he doesn't have?
I think he was doing those cheap class action suits he wanted.
It just doesn't even make sense. I understand they're frustrated, but what would you sue for? Oh, he said that no one signed. That's right.
But the only thing I could possibly, if a contract is so out of whack, unbalanced, and in favor of one party, especially with the person that drafted it, like you can argue that it's unconscionable.
I know, but
well, absolutely. And the person that drafted it is the one. You're lucky if you're not the one that drafted it. In other words, if it's what's the word?
Adhesion?
No. Oh man. We're on the exact same page. I can't think of the name I'm thinking of.
But that's a really hard argument to make. I mean, it has to be so unbalanced as to be just, you know.
Yeah, and it's a car dealership. I assume it's going to be just like every other car dealership. In fact, I think they have to be. For a We're just going to go through and we're going to get people money. That's it. We're going to do everything we can this hour to help people out. We've got some cool updates coming up, too. Barb with Angel's help. But during the break, I get this email all the time. Finally, I wanted to get George Donaldson on. He owns Fix It 24/7. Suzanne, thank you for getting him. George, I've got to ask you something. People constantly ask me, is it a real tune-up? I don't know how you get past this. For $68 or whatever I did on your ad today, you go out and you do what? I want you to actually say what you do, because I swear to God, people think you go out there and stare at it and try to sell them something.
Yeah, you know why they think that, Mark, is because they don't, I mean, a lot of my competitors have turned into the maintenance what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a tune-up and a cleaning, which was created back in the late 70s, early 80s, with purpose of prolonging the life of a system, preventing repairs, making it not break down. And between then and now, you know, the industry as a whole, really pretty much as a whole, has turned this tune-up into a reason to come sell you something.
It's crazy, man.
It's supposed to be. I mean, that's not what it's supposed to be. So
what do you do? Let's take the furnace, and I'm not going to talk about this that long, but take the furnace. How long does it usually take for real?
Over an hour, because we clean all the dirt out. Dirt is the #1 killer of furnace and air conditioners, man. It's you got to clean the dirt out. And listen, we don't do it for $68. We don't do it for $39. It's $139. And anytime we do a special on your show, it's a one-time thing.
That's it.
If the client calls us a second, again later, we won't do it again. We only want them to see what we really do and what it's about. So it's a one-time offer. We don't. When we do these screaming deals, man, we lose money on them. We just want the client to see what we're about.
Yeah, and hopefully when they do need a new furnace or a new AC, they call you.
Well, no, they got to get this done every year, too. So when they get it done next time, it is full price, but they see that it's worth it. They see what we do. They see what, I mean, we charge still even.
Hold on, Joe, did you have it done?
I had it done.
With Fix It?
With Fix It. I mean, I called you and you referred them to me.
Did they sell you anything or both?
No, absolutely not. I mean,
how long were they there?
They were over an hour.
Oh my God!
And they cleaned everything. He actually took the blade
and cleaned it
and went out to a.
So it's a real deal. They're getting rid of the dirt. I know it is. I'm saying this, and I'm
to a car wash to clean the blade.
There's George. Literally, I am saying this for one reason. I have one guy that emails me. He's like a troll, and this guy is basically saying, all they try to do is this. But I know that's not true, and here's how I know it. Well, not only because I had no idea. I had no idea. I don't remember telling you to call them up. I honestly don't. I refer people all the time. But George, what I'm saying is, I have so many people call during the show giving you kudos more than, well, maybe Frank Duran a little more, but then you would be second. So I know it's a real deal. What is it now, $68 like I did on the spot today?
You know what, since I'm on with you, I'll tell you what. Again, if they haven't had it done yet and want to see what we're about.
It's the first time to introduce, yes.
Right now is the best time to get both done because it's the end of season, especially a busy winter, and going into summer. We'll do both.
How much?
It's two visits a year, one for the AC, one for the furnace. Right now we'll do both, the furnace and the air conditioner, one time for anybody who schedules it today. They have to get it scheduled today. Doesn't have to be done. It won't be done today, but they have to schedule today. We'll do it for $29.
$29. You know what, Suzanne, call them. Okay, listen, Fix It 24/7. George, I just had to do that. I'm sick of this one guy, but it's 720. It's today only. I don't want to hear anything else. Tomorrow when I do the spot, it's going to be a different price. It's going to be almost double that. But right now, which is still an unbelievable price, 720-526-3939. George, thanks for getting on, man.
All right, thanks.
720-526-3939. That's it. Today only. That's it. I can't put it any other way. All right, 303-713-8255. And for that one person, you know who you are, there. Why don't you call? Why don't you call and actually get it done? Why don't you do that? Call and do it right now, then email me how it went. Why don't you do that? God, I hate trolls. That's the one thing about the Internet. I swear to God, it is the one thing that drives me insane. Joe, I'm not kidding. Have you ever had a troll? Honestly.
I have, and I feel the same way you do.
You want to strangle them.
You do.
I have.
Right.
I'm in a unique position where literally I can figure out who they are, and I could. I'm not even going to say what I could do. You know what? Because it's not fair. And I'm a nice guy. Drew, what's going on with this landlord? Drew.
Yeah, hello?
Yeah, what's going on, man? Problem with landlord. What?
Yeah, so back in April of last year, I received a complaint letter regarding me being too loud. So I live by myself, and I work, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. every day.
Got it.
And the complaint letter I got was on the 23rd of April. The weekend prior to that, I was in Denver the whole weekend, so I wasn't even there.
Okay, so you weren't there, but this is going back to April of last year.
Right, and it went all the way, this problem went all the way into September of last year.
What do you mean the problem? Okay, now I am lost. So they were saying, they sent you a letter saying you're too loud, right?
Yeah.
So so what happened after that? Okay, they sent it, and you turned the music down. Whatever, I don't get it. So what was the issue?
So the issue is that every time I tried to abate these problems, I would keep getting these letters.
Okay.
And I literally couldn't do anything further other than just live in this apartment without getting these complaints. So, I mean, I was like tiptoeing around my apartment. I was tiptoeing. I was trying to do everything I could because if I received any more of these letters, they were threatening eviction.
Okay.
So I was doing everything I could. By the time September came,
yes,
I got a notice to vacate.
Okay.
A 3-day notice to vacate.
Got it.
And if I didn't vacate, they were going to take me into litigation.
Did they go through an eviction or no?
They never went through an eviction.
Because you left?
Well, yep, I eventually left. But before that, I met with the manager of the apartment complex multiple times, explained to her that I was doing everything in my power to keep these noises down, but I would still get letters, security guards coming to my door at like 2 in the morning, telling me that I was being too loud while I was sleeping.
Okay, Drew, so these people suck. Your landlord sucks. I mean, but this September was 6 months ago, and you left. So are they trying to get money out of you? What's the issue?
Yeah, so at this point, they're trying to get money out of me after I left.
Because they're saying that you weren't evicted and you were still supposed to be paying rent?
Yes, yes.
Well, okay, maybe that's true. Mark Kranak, I mean, if everything is what he said, if they didn't actually evict him and he was in a lease, he could very well owe the money.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a lease, it's a contract, and it sounds usually for a term. So if you sign a year lease and you leave after 6 months, they could come after you.
How much are they coming after you for, Drew?
A little over $3,000.
And, okay, so when you call them up and say, hey, you guys wanted me out, you threatened to evict me, do you have that notice that says get out? You said you had a notice.
Yeah, I have the notice. I have an email I sent to them requesting a written statement because I spoke with the regional manager before I left.
Drew, I think, what was that? What did the notice say that you actually have? What did it say?
It says here...
Yes.
Notice to quit for repeat violation.
Yes.
And then there's some rhetoric in here referring to Section 18 of residential.
Okay, but it doesn't say get out, right?
It says that...
I need to see it. Drew, I want you to send it over. Can you send a picture over it right now so Mark can look at it as well?
Yeah, I'll have to can I take a picture with my cell phone?
Yeah, exactly. Take a picture, try to make it so we can read it, and then Suzanne will tell you how to get it to us. You'll probably just email it to us. I just want to see what he's talking about. Because if he left and he wasn't evicted and he was still in a lease, he could very well owe the money.
Maybe, but I guess if you got a notice to quit, so they're saying...
That's what, but then you started reading it, and it didn't sound like that.
Yeah, that's right.
It sounded like it was a notice to shut up and turn the music down.
Yeah, because, as the first step in an eviction in Colorado is they have to provide you with that notice. So
yep.
you have whatever number of days, and that's the first step. So if that's what it is and he left, I don't know. Maybe he's okay, but... take a look at it.
This next one coming up. Suzanne, grab Gary's info. Or not Gary, I'm sorry, Drew. He's going to send us... an email that we can look at in here. So I want to see what this notice is. Now, Julie's got an issue, elder abuse. We're going to talk to her. Gary's got a problem with a roofing company. My God, a $40,000 deposit, Gary? I hope they've done something. We've got another landlord problem and a problem with a personal injury attorney. That's a good question for our guest, Mark Kranak. What happens when you have a problem with an attorney?
This report is sponsored by the Broad.
Rockies is 1 minute, right? Oh, my God. Rockies Autos!
You get a little louder than that. Come on. Monarch Roofing. We had it.
Hold up. All right, it's time once again for Troubleshooter Trivia. Who is this? Who's got 40 lenders to choose from? Who's got the best pricing on a used vehicle? Who gives better trade-in values? Who? Someone tell me.
Rockies Autos.
Rockies Autos. These guys are great. Listen, I always say this. If you're looking for a used vehicle, put them on the list. It's that simple. You don't have to buy from them, but at least go down to 63rd and Federal and check them out. They've got great inventory down there. 40 lenders to choose from. They've got the product, the price, and the process down when it comes to selling used cars. We never get complaints on these guys. And the 40 lenders to choose from is very important. Here's why. If you've got good credit, they're going to find you a great interest rate. They're going to find you a great lender. If you've got bad credit, they'll figure something out for you. Rockies Autos, 63rd and Federal, 63rd and Federal, or go to RockiesAutos.com. RockiesAutos.com. It's just fun to say.
Monthly income, market offense with growth, and market defense, providing downside protection. Now you can retire happy. Retire with Tucker. Call us for your complimentary consultation. 303-234. That's 303-734.
Expired on.
I am close to perfect. Just ask Suzanne. All right, Cracker Jack mud jacking. If you need anything leveled, these guys can do it. They're great, too. And they use mud. They don't use that foam that costs a fortune. They've got great pricing. If you're sick of tripping over that one place at your house or on your patio or on your steps and you need it brought back to how it's supposed to be, you call Cracker Jack Mud Jacking. They give free quotes. They go from Fort Collins to Colorado Springs. These guys are great. CrackerJackMudjacking.com or give them a call for a free quote, 303-410-7787. Oh, man, I'm hitting my stride in the third hour today. I like when I hit it in the first. I was in a bad mood after that. I had a meeting this morning. I just go, God, do you not know what we do? I swear to God, they wanted us to go up, and I love these two. I love them. They're great salespeople. I love them. They do a lot of great things for me. But I was shocked. I was shocked to find out they wanted Tom and I to go up to a timeshare thing, and basically, you know, we get a free timeshare if we help them sell. I was shocked. Shocked. I still can't believe it. I go, my God, how do you sell this show and you don't even know? In full. What the hell
Maybe
does
we
that
should
mean?
have sent Dan and you would have looked in and said, oh, there's no, it's clean. It
Would
takes
it-
5 minutes to move it.
Did it look good?
No, I'm talking about, what's her name, Doreen.
You know what? We're going to do a Doreen follow-up. You're going to go out there live,
I'm not going.
and you're going to bring her, what did she eat? Frozen Chick-fil-A sandwiches.
Chick-fil-A.
Worst quarter I've ever seen personally. Actually, that's not true.
No, she was at least new stuff.
It was all new
organized.
stuff.
New stuff.
Hers were at least in bags.
Yeah, they were all in bags, absolutely.
And they were all brand new.
That's that
She
apartment.
swears was missing. She was.
Do you do flat rate pricing at all, Mark?
Yeah, it depends. I do.
Well, I know
flat
some
rate
litigation you
and
can.
some hourly rate. It just kind of depends on the case. I do everything.
A lot of stuff. 303-713-8255. Hey, Mark Craniac, you're reading that notice. When was it dated, first of all? And what we're talking about is Drew called up. I'll bring him back up. And he said, hey, I basically was asked to leave my apartment. Now I'm getting a bill for $3,000. What does that say?
Yeah, well, it's good. Yeah, so the date of this is 9/12/18. I mean, when did you leave?
When did you actually leave?
I believe I left that following weekend because I had a conversation with the regional manager.
Fair enough. I don't care about that right now. Let me ask you this, Drew. In all honesty, did you owe money at that point, though? Did you owe them any back rent?
No.
Did they tell you what is the money that they're trying to collect? Is it for rent or is it for something else? Did they claim like damage the premises or something like that?
Well, I got a call yesterday from a debt collector hired by them requesting the money. We didn't get down to what it was exactly for because I told them I wasn't giving them any information or anything until I figured out more about what was going on with this. But I'm assuming.
Where's the bill right now for the $3,000? Do you have that? Can you send that to us? I'd like to see what it's for.
They haven't sent me any. The debt collection hasn't sent me anything.
Well, okay. At minimum, you need to know what it's for. And here's where I'm going, Drew. I don't know if it's for rent. I don't know if it's for you destroyed the place. I don't know what they're even coming after. Back rent, front rent. I don't want none of it.
But if you left within a few days after 9/12/18, after this notice, I believe that they terminated the lease and you wouldn't owe any money for rent. I mean, assuming you were current at the time. But so they may be claiming that you owe money due to damaging the premises or something like that.
Did you get your deposit back?
Get us a copy. You've got to call the collector and literally see what it's for.
Okay. Well, I could tell you, I mean, that I even cleaned the place up to perfection before I left, so there was no damages at all. So
the best thing, I know you're saying that, but we need to know what it's for. Send us that. You've got to call the collector and say, what is this for? Send them a copy of this and say, they asked me to leave. If the money's for back rent, then it's going to be for back rent. You can argue everything else, but my God, man.
Well, let's say that it is.
I come home on Friday. Had to tell the landlady I done.
You were doing so good, Grant.
She said that don't confront me.
Long as I get my rent money next Friday.
Now next Friday I come out, didn't get the rent.
And out the door I went. You did so good, but then you screwed it up, Grant. My God, you were doing so good.
Leave the kid alone.
I'm trying my best back here.
It was pretty good, man. It was pretty good. Seriously, Drew, send us over that. We've got to know what it's for. Then we can tackle it. We have no idea what it's for. You might have owed back rent. No kidding. No kidding. 303-713-8255. He's got our info, Drew, so just send us that. Call them right now. Honest to God, if you call them right now and figure out what it's for, send it to us, and I'll even call over and help you after the show. But you've got to do that. We've got an update. I want to hear this one. This one's pretty interesting. Barb Shue, she's with Angels Help. What they do is if you have a loved one or even yourself that needs a little extra help, I'll let Barb explain what she does. But Roberto called. Roberto was out driving. He got confused and ultimately ended up in the hospital because the police didn't know what was going on and why he couldn't find his house. So then he called up saying, why do I got to pay this hospital bill when the police made me go there? So we got Barb involved. And Barb, you went over to talk to Roberto. What's going on?
Thanks for taking my call, Mark. I called him several times over the last couple of weeks. I'm hoping that he's listening today because I have tried to call him and tried to stop by his house. He's not answering the door and he's not answering his phone.
Did you have it set up with him to come over?
No. I was doing what we talked about doing by getting some estimates on how much it would cost to get his place cleaned up.
Got it.
And I have 2 estimates for him.
Well, wait a second.
One from Excel Services.
Barb, you've actually been over there, though, right?
Oh, yes.
And you've been over there, you've talked to him. I'm saying this, I know this. I'm saying this for people that don't know the story. So when you originally went over there after he called, we found out that he's a hoarder, or how would you describe it?
I would describe it as an unsafe environment for anyone.
Roberto, we understand you don't like doctors. One of the things Roberto says is he doesn't believe in doctors. In fact, he said he doesn't even think cancer is real. But, you know, he's an older guy in great shape. He was a pharmacist. The guy had a good life. But listen, Roberto, if you're listening, all Barb's going to do is help you. She might be able to get that place cleaned up. She's got estimates for you. And on top of that, she might be able to help you out in other ways, like with Medicaid or Medicare or whatever supplemental to help you pay that hospital bill. There's numerous things Barb can do.
Absolutely. So, Roberto, if you're listening, please call me. You have my number, but here it is again, 720-449-2272.
And what's your average, just while we're talking real quick, Barb, generally speaking, if you had to tell people about yourself right now, just do it in 30 seconds, like it's a commercial for you.
Okay, I help families figure out what they need, and then I help put those services in place, or I am that service. I help families make sure that they have what they need.
That's a good way of saying it, and I'll give you a good example that happened right here. We had a woman, and my God, I can't stand her. I will say that. Doreen, I hope you're listening. You drive me insane. We actually, as a team, the Troubleshooter team, including Barb, went out there and literally packed boxes and moved this woman, and it turned into a nightmare, and she was a hoarder. An unbelievable hoarder, but a weird one, and what I mean by that is everything was new. It's like I was finding brand new stuff in bags from Montgomery Wards. Think of that, Montgomery Wards. There's millennials listening going, what the hell's a Montgomery Ward? Well, it was a store that was around like 30 years ago. It was the most insane thing. I've never seen anything like it. I'm sure Barb runs into it. But one of the things Barb did for her, listen to this, forget about us moving her. Barb found out that she should be getting Social Security benefits, and she wasn't. So there's lots of different things Barb can do. Barb, I appreciate it. And why don't you go over to Doreen's and get us an update? Would you do that?
I'll pass.
Man, I have never seen a woman literally piss off our entire team. Everybody at once. At first, she loved me, remember? She did not like Daphne, but she'd give me a hug, and, oh, Mark, I thank you for everything. Meanwhile, you know, who's doing most of the legwork is Daphne. Yeah. She loved me. You went down first.
I had to find her. I found her an apartment.
Yes.
You and Dan went first, and you looked in the main area, and you go, oh, this place is really clean. This is going to be such an easy move.
I know. We didn't see the back room.
The back room.
She had one bedroom, literally everything to the ceiling. It was unbelievable. If the stuff wasn't new, it would have been totally disgusting. But it was all brand new stuff, unopened, from places like you just would never think of them. Montgomery Wards.
We
now,
got Boy Scouts involved.
Remember where she got, finally what happens, why finally I'm the villain, was because I brought her mail to her, and I saw one that looked like a check, and she had no money. And I'm thinking, is this woman even checking her mail? So I open it up, and it's a check, and I bring it to her, and I said, look, you got this check. Did you know that opening my mail is a federal offense, and I could have you prosecuted with the United States Post Office? And I'm looking at her like, you have got to be kidding me, you nut. 303-713-8255. Gary, what is going on, man? You gave a deposit of $40,000?
Yes.
Why? First of all, I'm going to help you. We're going to help you.
I know.
But why?
Well, I was in a bind. I was under the gun by my HOA to get my roof fixed.
Oh, man.
And the roofer that I hired, once we went through this whole appraisal process that was taking forever.
Was it an insurance claim or no?
Yeah, it was an insurance claim.
So you took your insurance money and gave it to him?
Well,
have they did anything?
What's that?
Have they done anything?
No, I mean, I stopped them from continuing and wanted to move on with another company.
Okay, hold on. The plot thickens.
Red flags.
Gary, hold tight. Hold tight, man.
Working parts.
Okay, Gary, I'll come back to you first, I promise. I mean, there's some issues there, though. Now we're going to have to dig into what happened. 303-713-8255.
This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station. With Ross Kaminsky mornings, Dan Caplis afternoons at 4, KHOW, Denver.
From the Fox Business Network on Wall Street.
I locked it today.
Smart.
I just saw the pictures of, I still have some.
Of what?
Doreen.
Man, remember when I was doing those lives from her
Oh
bedroom?
my God. And
God,
then
you
bringing
Mark,
it to the new apartment.
you guys, man, it was so
We
weird.
got her a bed. She didn't even. She
Like it
sits
was
on the
all
floor.
cheap shit, like a pleather purse
And then she was
from Montgomery
so
Ward's with the tag still on it from 20 years ago. Longer than 20.
So ungrateful.
She would go to Chick-fil-A and she'd buy like 20 sandwiches and freeze them, and then she'd eat the sandwiches. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but once again, she literally hoarded sandwiches.
I know, that's just crazy. That's people, I don't.
We bought her sandwiches.
Is that where she got them?
Between Clint and I.
God, we've moved so much crap.
Oh.
Trying to see.
And then I remember, she thought Daphne was taking her leather purses from Montgomery Ward's.
There he
Oh
is.
my God.
She had a shopping
see.
cart, thank God. You moving the shopping cart.
Oh, God.
Full of her shopping bags.
Look at these are Target bags. Just shopping carts full of shit.
Oh, and she had money, and so some of her neighbors were coming over and helping her.
God,
And she would take like
she was so mean.
$8,000 a month out of her bank account, and I'm like, Doreen, where is this money going? And she's like, oh, I don't know. And it's like,
You didn't take any pictures of those rooms. Those to the ceiling.
That's too bad.
Okay, hold up, guys. Barely understand what this guy's saying. All right, never, 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 never be fooled by these words. We accept liability. That's what insurance companies will tell you after an auto accident when someone helps or when someone hit you. You know why? Because it disarms you. If someone hits you in an auto accident, you call Fuller Law. John Fuller. Suzanne and I have used him twice with unbelievable success. It's the only person I call in an auto accident. John Fuller, we've used him 303-597-4500. John Fuller, 303. Please write this down. 597-4500. And never let the other people's insurance company ask you any questions until you have representation. John Fuller, Fuller Law.
So I talked to a guy in Monarch there, Gary, and he signed a contract on the iPad, just like say he didn't see all the stuff on it. He's going to try to send us the contract. But it said there was a 25% cancellation fee.
And he canceled.
And he canceled.
So did he get his $30,000 back?
No.
So he has the whole thing.
Right.
Okay. Do we have the guy's number, Monarch?
Suzanne's trying to call him.
Right now?
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. How long ago is this?
I did not ask him.
1987? Can you, $40,000 up front?
That's crazy.
Jeez.
With a 25% cancellation.
This is the craziest shit. Why would anybody give a roofer any money up
Oh,
front?
this is the roofer, okay. Gosh, man, people are crazy. You gotta wait for the job to be done.
If it's some kind of weird custom roof or some bullshit, fine. But if it's regular shingles, like 90% of the homes, why in God's name? Oh my God. Why? Why, Dan? Why?
We now own a black cat.
Oh, that's cute.
May the fourth be the black cat.
I remember the first time I saw her dead cat. Well, it wasn't dead.
No, a fat cat. Wow. Fat cat.
It was the fattest cat I've ever seen. I had no idea.
How many pounds? Yeah.
He was 20.
That cat lived a long, good life.
Yeah.
It was so big. It was like, okay, I have no exaggeration. It had to be this big. It came in at 93 pounds.
No. He was, I have pictures of him. He is not that.
Yeah, after you put him on a diet picture, show him the heavy pictures.
I've got heavy pictures.
I walked in, I thought someone let a fucking lion out.
Was it bigger than that lady you had been measured to do that walk-in tub?
God, that was one of the funniest times. I had Dan literally go up with a measuring tape and measure this lady's ass.
Oh my God.
Oh, shit.
You're lucky you didn't get.
Jesus. How big was it?
She couldn't get in her tub.
The reason we were doing it is because this idiot sold her a walk-in tub that she literally couldn't fit in.
Oh my God. And if she would have got in there, she couldn't have shut the door.
She would never get out. You know, it's one of these walk-ins, so the door has to shut.
Yeah.
This fucking idiot sold her this tub. We go out there, so I measure the door, and I'm like, okay, we've got to show this in video. Dan, get over there.
And then, to be nice because she was a little upset, Mark gave her a massage after.
Oh, man.
So we end up getting her a shower. Ultimately, we solved the whole problem.
Yeah.
They called Fox before they called us. You know what Fox 31 got her?
Yeah, the problem solvers.
Yeah, you know what the problem solvers got? You'll love this. A fucking hotel room so she could take a shower one day.
Oh, wow. Just one day.
So we got her, it was Bennett's bath. That was...
You know, we were reminiscing about Bentley baths.
Bentley.
Yup, Bentley baths. This character, George Bentley, actually sold this woman years ago a walk-in tub that she legitimately couldn't fit in. I even had Dan measure her, and I am not kidding. We measured the walk-in tub, okay? And then we had to measure the lady's ass. How else am I going to put it? And literally, she couldn't fit into this tub. So George Bentley sells this lady literally a tub she couldn't use or get into. And the first people she called was the problem solvers on Fox 31. You know what they got her? I swear to God, you can't make this stuff up. They rented her a hotel room so she could take a shower. That's how the problem solvers did it, okay? You know what we got her? Ultimately, we got that tub ripped out, and she got a walk-in shower that she can use. Man, if you don't listen on Facebook, you're missing so much stuff you have no idea. 303-713-8255. Okay, back with Gary. Gary, my goodness, man, 40K deposit. Suzanne, Dan told me you were trying to get Monarch Roofing on.
Yeah, I had to leave a message for the vice president, but I'm pretty sure he's going to call me back, so we can do a follow-up tomorrow.
So, Gary, Dan told me that the contract called for a 25% cancellation fee. Did you at least get the $30,000 back?
No.
So you've gotten nothing back, and he did zero work. Is that correct? Zero.
That's right, yeah.
Zero.
Well, that's not what you said. You said they showed up and started doing work, and there was something about a permit.
What did they, Gary, you've got to be very straightforward with me. What did they do? Did they rip the old roof off?
No.
Okay, so what did they do?
They showed up to... I'd been working with them. They had taken my... insurance claim through the appraisal process.
Yes, okay. Gary, listen, what work did they do on the roof, though? Any roof at all?
Nothing.
Nothing.
The guys showed up.
Did they put shingles? Did they deliver materials?
No.
Nothing.
No.
Okay. And they definitely have $40,000, right?
Yes.
How long ago was this?
I wrote them the check August 31st.
Oh, my God. What could their excuse be? I don't even want to get into the 10. If it really had a 25% cancellation fee and you canceled, I don't even want to get into that. What's their excuse on the other $30,000 at Monarch Roofing?
They keep wanting to try to get me to come and do for them to come and do the work, but
Just tell them you want your 30 grand back. You want us to do that for you?
Well, I really want the 40,000 back.
I know, and I want 50,000, but that very well might not happen. Do we have a copy of this contract, Dan?
Did you get it sent, Gary?
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah,
excellent, excellent. We're going to, Suzanne, man, she kicks butt. She's getting the owner on. Thank goodness. Hold on. We're going to get to the bottom of this, man. You know what? I don't know how much I can fight on that 10 grand, though. I would like to look at the contract, but I need to say something, too. For the life of me, why you would give him 40 grand, I have no idea. In fact, I'm going to say this. Tom and I, we don't really differ on this. He says there's a few reasons. I disagree. On a home, a normal shingle, I don't care. I would never, ever give a roofer money up front. I simply wouldn't do it. Now, is there good roofers that take money up front? Yes, there are. In fact, there's some on our referral list, and I know they wouldn't rip you off. But as a general rule, I personally would never give a roofer money up front. Simply wouldn't do it on my own residence. A commercial building, there's some reasons I would. But when it comes to your normal everyday house, my God, I would never do it. Never. Simply wouldn't do it. Okay, Jonathan Meyer, you're the owner of Monarch Roofing. First of all, thank you for coming on. This sounds like a pretty serious deal. Gary's saying you guys took 40 grand. I can't listen to myself in the background. Turn that down, Jonathan, please.
It's not listening to it on me, sir.
Oh, okay, perfect. Now, Jonathan, I mean, I don't know what you heard, but Gary called up, said back in August of last year, he gave you guys $40,000. For whatever reason, the deal went bad. You guys did zero work at all, is what he's telling us, and you will not give him the $40K back. Now, he's also saying, or actually Deputy Dan, who's in here with me, is saying in the contract there's a 25% a cancellation fee. I don't even want to talk about that cancellation fee right now, but where's the 30 grand? What's going on, Jonathan?
Hey, Mr. Martino, my name is Jonathan. I'm actually the VP of Operations, not the owner of Monarch, but what I can speak to this is that we've got attorneys involved in this also. The money is insurance's money. It's not our money. It's not his money. It's insurance's money. So we would have to involve and loop in insurance in returning this fund.
Do you have the money, or does the insurance have it, Jonathan?
We have the money in escrow.
With the insurance company?
No, the insurance company. These are insurance funds.
I understand they're insurance funds.
Sure. So you understand our obligation to the insurance company to ensure that these funds are used appropriately or given
Honestly, no, I don't. I don't understand what you're saying right there. If this guy wants to go with another roofer, that's his insurance. I mean, why won't you just let him go with another roofer? What do you need from his insurance company, and I'll attempt to help out.
Mr. Martino, what I can tell you is that he's got a contract with us. We have offered to do and are willing and trying to do all of the work.
Okay, so you're not going to let him out of the... Really, Jonathan, what you're saying is you're not going to let him out of the contract, because this insurance crap, this line about the insurance company, I'm not buying in any way. You don't want to let him out of the contract.
What I will tell you is that through the help of and the use of Monarch's tools and resources, this claim went from very little to very much.
Okay,
so
did you use a public adjuster?
We did not use a public adjuster, nor are we a public adjuster.
Okay, I'm not saying you shouldn't get what you want. If you did work, you did work. But how about the rest of it? Apparently your contract says a 25% cancellation fee. Why not give the guy the 30 and cut it loose?
Because we've been advised, according to our attorneys, that money has to go back to insurance.
Okay. My God, I have never heard anything like this. In fact, let's get Compass on. Maybe I'm ignorant. You know, that's possible. Maybe I don't know much about this. It's possible, Jonathan. So, but your attorney, I don't care really what your attorney's saying. You're not going to let the guy out of the contract is your contention. I mean, let's just get to what it is.
Correct.
Okay.
If our attorney gives us the authority to go ahead and return his money.
If your attorney gives the authority. Are folks listening? I put them on hold because you know what, Jonathan? I don't like anything you're saying. You know what? Just come out and say it, and I guess you did, but don't blame it on your attorney. I don't care what your attorney says. What trouble are you going to be in giving it to this guy? If you truly have a contract that has a 25% cancellation fee, give him the 30 back. This is very simple. Monarch Roofing. That's who I'm talking to here. Monarch Roofing, for everybody out there listening, this is Monarch Roofing. And this is why I cannot say this anymore. I'm going to die if I've got to say this again. Don't give roofers money up front. Don't do it. You want to see what happens? You hear this guy double talking? Listen to what he's saying. Well, we've got to hold an escrow for the insurance company, and our attorneys are saying not to take it back. It's all crap, man. It's all mumble-jumble. Jonathan, it's mumble-jumble. Give the guy his money back.
We sure appreciate your help.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's good, Jonathan. You know what? Way to build a business. Way to build a business. I want to know about Monarch Roofing. Get me some information on Monarch Roofing. Anything.
This report is sponsored by Money Tree.
You got a little wound up there. They're on team day 4.
I don't care what he's on. That's bullshit. You hear that double talk? Our attorney said,
like they're watching it. He's not that.
Are we at Compass, or shall I go?
Yeah, like they're watching out for the insurance company. It's like, come on.
Compass?
No, he just
No.
See if you can get Compass on, please.
Monarch was watching out for him. Oh, moaning.
Monarch.
It's one of those sneezes when you go, bullshit.
Yeah. Mr. Martino?
Yeah, Mr. Martino.
You sound like you're taking the last
Hold on,
name.
guys.
You were taking just the first name.
I don't know how to take. There's no reason to correct people. I swear to God, there's not. I tried.
Yeah, but he didn't know.
That guy's a jerk. That was so much mumble jumble, it was crazy. All right, here's a good company, thank God, after talking about Monarch. Seriously, I'm still worked up during a commercial. This is outrageous. Honestly, it's outrageous. So I'm going to try to transform here, okay? Honestly, PriceFixerDenver.com. Honest to God, these guys are a good company. If you want the best and lowest price with the best guarantees on a new furnace or air conditioner, I swear to you, go to PriceFixerDenver.com. The owner's been around in this town forever, and he would never hold people hostage with their down payment. PriceFixerDenver.com. Todd's going to kill me for this spot. This poor guy's paying for this spot, and I can barely do it. We'll be back.
There's another one that just came on.
Don't send me that one. I can't edit that ever.
I don't know. We could maybe put it next to Daphne's
Jeremy
best
Curcio from Compass on 6 or
Thank
something.
You. That guy's a complete moron.
His name is Robert Francis O'Rourke.
I have no idea what that is. Honest to God.
Beto O'Rourke. That's who it's Beto O'Rourke. That's who it is?
Yeah, but why has it been there forever?
You know what? I bet you it's, what's his name? He always has those little signs around. The lawyer.
I'm looking out for. It's a roofer looking out for an insurance company. The freaking moron just said that. Not his customer. Oh my God, this just hit me. He's a bigger moron than I thought. Can I come back now? Have we had Monarch on before? I don't think we've had issues with this guy.
Yes, I know we have. I've heard it before.
Really?
I really believe that we have. Capitalist.
How long do I have? When are we going?
Which one's Dan Capitalist?
The one that broke off.
Whatever happened to Salisbury?
Oh, no. I'm saying that's his sign, probably.
Oh, I see what you mean. That comes on TV.
He always has little signs.
Does he?
To remember things.
This guy is a moron. I just realized what a moron he is. He's literally looking out for the insurance company.
I bet you're wrong.
See, we're different. We believe in
Joe!
So put it together, Mark.
Mr. Martino.
Mr. Martino, put it together. Never just worked
I
out.
wanted
You always
to
get
put
more
that,
careful
I
than
wanted
that.
to say.
What is that?
Mr. Martino lost out. It's like.
I'll bet you I can tell where Mark got his shoes.
Oh, geez. It is the stupidest joke ever.
It is.
These 2 cents.
I'm just going to come back in hard. Countdown.
Yoga breath.
Big breath.
Hold on, guys. You know, I just thought of what a moron this guy is, even more than before. Think about this. We found a roofer, Monarch Roofing. Now listen, who did he say he was looking out for? This is unbelievable. A roofer that's not looking out for the customer. He's looking out for the insurance company. We have a legal obligation to look out for the insurance company. You know what, man? Jonathan Meyer, I cannot believe for the life of me you guys are holding this guy hostage with his money because your attorney, you know what? Have your attorney call in. Okay, let's do that. Let's talk to Monarch Roofing's attorney. So text him, do whatever we got to do. Jonathan, let's get your attorney on. Let's do it. Because you know what? We have attorneys on referral lists too. If you want to keep the guy's money, just keep it. You know? I don't think you should though, man. I don't care. If your contract says a 25%, give the guy the 30 grand. You made 10 grand for doing little to nothing, Jonathan. My God, that's Monarch Roofing. If they were on our referral list, I swear to God, I would kick them off this second. I wouldn't even think twice about it. Now, just in case, Jeremy, with another great company, Compass Insurance, and I'm sorry, Jeremy, I'm a little worked up. This guy, listen to what he's saying and tell me if I'm missing anything. He told me he can't return the guy's money because it's in trust and he's looking out for the insurance company. It's a roofer that took $40,000 up front. Have you ever heard of a roofer looking out for the insurance company? Is there something I'm missing in the insurance game here?
Not that I'm aware.
He's acting like he's got some fiduciary role in life with the insurance company. This is Monarch Roofing. Jeremy, I hated to even waste your time, but I wanted to make sure I'm not missing anything.
No, and I mean, the thing that jumps to mind for me, Mark, is if that's the case, then why not just return the money to the insurance company and let the insurance company issue it?
Because their attorney won't let them. Their attorney doesn't advise them. You know, the law offices of Dumb, Dumber, and Dumbest.
Well, I mean, you know, the insured has a contract with the insurance.
The guy, here's what, in my opinion, this is what Monarch Roofing did. They took his money, they don't want to give it back. But instead of just saying that and stating it as fact, they're blaming it on the attorney, they're blaming it on some fiduciary agreement that they have with the insurance company that doesn't exist.
Yeah, no, the contracts between the insured and the insurance.
Jeremy, I'm honest to God, you guys are great. Thank you for coming on. Honest to God, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, folks. I'm losing it on this guy. I'm glad I have the show again tomorrow. Monarch, let's have a good discussion tomorrow. I don't know what else to say about it. Have your attorney call in tomorrow. I'd love to have the attorney. Mark, what do you think? You're an attorney at law. You listen to that guy. What did you make of that call? Give me a real honest opinion.
Sounds like what the roofer did is he kind of worked with this guy's insurance company to sort of help him adjust the claim. Then they got 40 grand. There's a cancellation fee. I don't see why he can't just give him the 30 grand back.
And then they can argue over the 10, and they'll probably win because this guy Gary, he gave him all the money up front and agreed to a 25% cancellation fee. But they won't even let him cancel.
Yeah, I don't see how the roofer has some kind of a legal obligation to the insurance company.
Well, according to him, he's looking out for the insurance company. Monarch Roofing, if you need a roof, listen, you call them because they'll look out for your insurance company. Yeah, I don't even know what that means. It's idiotic. It's moronic. It's stupid. It's just stupid. God, Gary, how did you get caught up with these people? I need to see that full contract. You got me, man. I'm going to do everything I can, Gary. Oh, Dan's telling me there. We're going to do everything we can to at least get you that 30. I don't know what to say on that other 10, man. It's either there or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you're bummed out. I get it. But you know what? You made a big mistake, and I don't see Monarch doing the right thing. I don't see it.
They don't have the insurance money. they had me deposit the insurance money into my personal account and then write them a personal check.
Yep. No, because you know why? Because they're looking out for the insurance company. Because that's what Monarch Roofing does. The guy said it. In fact, here's what I want to do. Honest to God, Grant, I want you to cut that out and send it to me, where he said he's looking out and has an obligation for the insurance company. Then I'm going to call Susan, the best salesperson in this building, and I'm going to buy time. And I'm going to run a spot for Monarch at my cost. How's that, Monarch? Free spot. And I won't charge you for the endorsement. And it's going to be your moronic guy, Jonathan, telling us how you stick up for the insurance company. Because we're looking out for the insurance company. And our attorney won't let us see this. And this and this and that. We won't. I've never heard so much mumble-jumble from a guy coming on. You know what? I'm going to tell every business owner out there something right now. If you're going to be an idiot, don't come on when we call. Don't do it. Don't come on and say crap. Don't come on and make stuff up. Monarch Roofing. If they're anywhere, if they're on any list around, Angie's List, Home Advisor, anywhere, these people should kick them off. This is outrageous. Making stuff up. Honest to God, he really said that. Honest to God, I want to hear him say that again. Can you get it up in time before the end of the show? I want every moronic thing that man said cut up and sent to me. I swear to God, I'll paste it together in a commercial form. We'll get them lots of business from insurance companies. Become the banker. You guys have seminars coming up. God, it's hard to switch. Joe, I'm just going to give you a minute to talk about why people should go. Seriously, go. I'm just too fired.
You know, I tell you what, we have 2 wonderful seminars coming up next week. And they can call us at 303-779-6600, or they can go to becomethebanker.info and register.
You should check it out. They'll also do a webinar, but if you've heard us talk about it numerous times, at least do the free webinar. You don't even have to leave your house. Check it out, becomethebanker.info. We'll be back tomorrow.
Beep's coming. You know what to do.
Hey, I'm going to just rip this.
He looks out for the insurance company. I hope his boss fires his ass. Honest to God, that had to be the stupidest thing I ever heard. That ranks up there with Oops Construction.
I think all companies like that. All right, well,
you guys have a good.
See you guys.
We'll see you next month. Nice to meet you, Mark.
We'll see you later, Mark.
Bye, guys.
Hey, Mark, take it easy.
Bye,
See you, Mark.
Yeah, see you, Mark.